Hello? We're here. We're back. Got for a moment where we were. In fact, actually, no, I've completely forgotten what we were doing. Hi, Kay. I remember we've already searched here. Cool, good to know. I do remember Big Statue Guy. Hello, Big Statue Guy. Based purely on the statue? Possible smash. Moving on. Any good ideas yet, Athena? Good ideas? You bet I do. Well, there's that thing. Thing? What thing? You saw right through me, didn't you? You mean you really have nothing for me? No, sorry. I just got a little carried away. Oh boy, bluffing is obviously not her strength. Athena, you're not allowed to be, until you can learn to bluff better, you're not allowed to be the head of the investigation in the law you're in. Or just don't bluff. Do your best. We finally have the real killer. Oh, that's right. I remember now. We found Thingamabob. So we know it's the bell. The motherfucker. And to be identified at the manor disguised as Tinmataro is none other than Mayor Tinma's aide, Florent LaBelle. Yes, now we just need to go prove it. I mean, to be fair, I feel like this is pretty good proof. The fact that we found his very specific thing that no one else is able to have except for him. The question is, where does it want us to go? Hi, Trucy. Did it want to talk to you? Probably not. Alright, bye, Trucy. We just came to say hello. It's the curse! The curse! The curse of Tinmataro! You outsiders are ignoring them superstitions at our peril. Mind your own business, will ya? What are you stealing? How much are you stealing? Stop stealing stuff. Ouch! Oh, it's all this about a curse? Tinmataro's gonna curse us all if you stop sticking your nose where it don't belong. Stop the investigation. Listen to what the superstitions say. Right, how about obeying the law before you go obeying the superstitions? Huh? Hey, what are you doing with the widget around your neck? He's mine! You know better than go around stealing people's stuff like that. The same goes for my bracelet. Sorry, I promise I won't do it again. Are they looking? Okay, now hold on, I promise not to do it. He almost kidnapped my sweet little widget. The big jerk. I'm sorry. Are they buying it? I'm sorry. Guess you can't teach an old raccoon dog new tricks. Can you make him unlearn old ones? Like, I don't need to teach him to be good. I just need to prevent a bad behavior. Where's the spray bottle? Do you think that would work on a raccoon dog? That's like the moment every time he tries to steal something, just no. Bad dog. As long as we have him here, I guess we should ask him about what happened. Can't believe you did that. It's one thing to steal a pair of shoes, but to steal a widget? Grrr. Yipes! Mercy! Mercy! I can't seem to control myself. It's that thieving blood running in my veins. Thieving blood? What's that supposed to mean? Glad you asked. The infamous bandit Azuki Kozo was my grandpappy. Take a gander at this. What exactly am I looking at? It looks like another one of those yokai to me. Wait, isn't that this? A figure that had been left inside the Tinmataro statue. It looks exactly the same. A thick layer of dustness has been there for some time. What does this mean? It's exactly the same. It's the same thing. But that's supposed to be your grandfather? That's supposed to be there for however many years? It's none other than the Azuki Kozo. Robbed from the rich to give to the poor, he did. How do you leave one of those figures at the scene of the crime? Oh, wait. Wait. So whatever was in the Tinmataro statue your grandfather stole? that's why that's there? Then what was supposed to be in there? What's more, I'm his grandson because he was my grandpappy. Oh, you don't say. Shocking that I never would have put two and two together there. Thieves' honor, it's the honest truth. Ah, the sloshing sound of Azuki beans scraping together in the dead of night. The magical sound of dirty money getting washed clean for giving out to the poor. I'm Azuki Kozo, washer of money, giver outer of wealth, reborn. Have you ever given anything away that you've stolen? Forget the money, you should be washing yourself of this nasty habit. Wait a second, this figure looks familiar. Yes, it looks just like that old dusty figure we found in the Forbidden Chamber. I'm glad when the characters can make a connection as quickly as I did. Hey! What are you doing with that figure? Oh, this? We found it in the Forbidden Chamber. Looks like it'd been there practically forever. Could mean my grandpappy broke into the Forbidden Chamber way back. Hey, that reminded me. You once told me there's treasure in that there chamber. Treasure? Hold on, I need to know more about this. Tell me about this treasure. And where is it now? And how much is it worth? And can I have it? You know about the treasure in the Forbidden Chamber? Only that it's the greatest get-rich-quick chance in the universe. Grandpappy told me all about it. Said there's an amazing treasure in there. There's something amazing in there? Didn't see anything like that, though. Your grandfather didn't, by chance, already steal it, did he? Seeing how there was one of his figures in there, that just might be. That's Grandpappy for you. I bet he washed that treasure up real good before handing it out to the poor. Oh, of course, because he was so righteous. In court, you mentioned seeing Tenmataro near the scene of the crime. Well, sorry I didn't come clean right away, but them superstitions got the better of me. The people of Nine Tails Vale sure seem like a superstitious bunch. I'm not surprised you wouldn't want to talk about seeing Tenmataro. Darn right, I almost cursed there. That would have been rude of me. There are children here. Probably not, actually. There shouldn't be any children. Them superstitions scare me out of my wits, I tell you. That's why I'm going to do exactly what they say from now on. So you plan on staying here in Nine Tails Vale? Yep, I'm going to keep living right here and keep with the old ways, just like Grandpappy did. Them superstitions are like a rule book to me. Wait, so you're saying you actually believe in those old wives' tales? Ain't you in listening to a word I said? You're going to do exactly what the superstitions say. Well, that's baloney. And the question is, why? I'm trying to remember. Where are the superstitions at? Was it this one? No. Oh, here it is. Those superstitions. Do not gaze upon them. Don't tell them about them. Ignoring them will cost you your soul. However, there's one way to save you. Your immediate departure.
Take that!
It's clearly written right here. Ignoring the superstitions will cost you your soul. There is, however, one way to save it. Your immediate departure from the village. Ah! Now, according to this, you shouldn't even be here, let alone talking with us. You said you plan on staying right here in Nine Tails Vale. But if you really believed in the superstitions, you would have been long gone by now. Ah! No, you've been lying to me. Time to come clean, Mr. Filch. Hey, Ipes! You were lying about believing in the superstitions, weren't you? Sorry, but I didn't have no choice. So what was the real reason why you couldn't talk about seeing Tenmataro? Hey, it's all that pretty boy's fault. Mr. LaBelle, if you know what I mean. A real pretty boy he is. With all that glamorous makeup and that wavy hair and the silky smooth skin and the beautiful eyes. Mr. Filch, huh? What? What are we talking about? I think you're fawning over an asshole. He told me not to say a word about seeing no Tenmataro. Said if I did, he'd do to me what them superstitions said would happen. So it was Mr. LaBelle who muzzled you? Why would Mr. LaBelle want to scare you into silence? Mr. LaBelle was trying to protect that little maid gal. It was on account of that rumor, the one about her being possessed. That rumor again. I guess we really do have to talk to Mayor Tinma about the possession rumor. Ow! Hey, watch it! Stop stealing my bracelet! Village Superstition, stolen by Phineas Filch. I'll be taking this back now. They're kinda like family to me. Could have just asked instead of stealing it. Was that all we wanted to ask Mr. Filch? Yeah, I think that was it. Let's go see Mr. Tinmataro one more time. I was thinking about dealing with that yokai again, makes me want to say, pass! Someone's not a true monster fucker. Clearly. I guess I shouldn't be too surprised. Phoenix Wright, now there's a monster fucker for ya. Lord Tinma, your attorneys are here to see you, your malevolence. Each their own? I mean, yeah. Why are you speaking like that? Oh, Mayor Tinma, you returned. Yes, well, Jinxie came by earlier to apply a new charm to my head. That seems to be suppressing the demon within me. That's a relief. You'll actually get somewhere this time. So what can I do for you today? We'd like to ask about the rumor that Jinxie is possessed. Ugh. She allegedly left the yokai evidence at the scene while under a demon's power. At least that's what the prosecution is going to claim at tomorrow's trial, because... What the fuck is logic? Huh? Oh joy, he removed the charm. Caw, caw, caw! No matches of this warding charm for me. Ugh, the charm! Tinmataro's back. Stop fondling. Stop with the fondling, thank you. Nope, you're still fondling. Stop. Please, put the hands down. Just down a little bit. We're not here for that right now. Those foolish mortals. They shall regret blaming that child for my doings. Ugh, I blew it. That question brought that yokai back. And he probably won't drop the act until Jinxie's name is cleared either. It's just a specifically weird motion. Hi, Lady Devar. You're in time for Mr. Tinma doing his weird fondling motion with his hands. We'd like to ask you about something your aide Flirt and the Bell mentioned. Did you know Jinxie is rumored to be possessed? I know not of what you speak. You're not trying to protect Jinxie, are you? I, Tinmataro, Demon Lord of the Yokai, protect a mere mortal. Caw, caw, caw. No affections do I possess for your race of humans. Please, we already proved there was a third party disguised as a yokai at the scene. What if you deny that tomorrow we'll never be able to clear Mayor Tinma's name? But I have already told you, I know not of what you speak. I don't think we'll get anything more out of him. It's all over unless we can somehow prove that Jinxie didn't plant that yokai evidence. Hey, Apollo, I think I've got this one. I think I can prove that she didn't do it. Really? Sure. I should be able to use psychology to explain that whole possession thing. Knock yourself out then. Wow, Athena's really something. I can really count on her when it counts. You would honestly think that hawk of Blackwing, Blackhawk? What was his name? Black Quill. I was close. That hawk of his would be more interested in Athena doing like a whole thing with Widget, as opposed to me just looking intently. But no, he's like, you're looking too closely! Attack! Mayor Tinma, Jinxie isn't possessed. I believe her so-called possession episodes are a form of somnambulism. Sleepwalking, in other words. It's sleepwalking. Somnambulism? You mean sleepwalking? Yes, I believe she's exhibiting a rare form of the disorder. It's usually brought on by repressed stress. Mr. Mayor, didn't her symptoms start soon after she began her job in Ninetales Vale? True. Beam is very much a wild card. Has a little robot around her neck. When the child visited at last, she did speak of dreading the Yokai and how they rob her of sleep each night. Well, oh, that's true. There does seem to be something there. She does seem to recognize the name at the very least. I knew it! That lack of sleep is causing her to enter an unconscious state. And that means she can't be trying to protect you, at least not on a conscious level. So then, the Tinmataro that was spotted at the manor wasn't Jinxie. Sleepwalking, eh? That would indeed explain the matter. Look, Tinmataro's spirit! It's left the mayor's body. Can you tell us the truth now, Mayor Tinma? Very well. It's the least I could do for a superb exorcist such as you. Mayor Tinma, you didn't leave those feathers and tracks at the scene, did you? I did not. Neither I nor Jinxie have anything to do with that. That was the killer's doing, no doubt. I knew it! You suspect Florent is behind all this? But why? Did he really want Ninetales Vale that badly? Can you think of any reason why? Looking back, he did seem fixated on Tinmataro for a spell. Oh, could it be? Could what be? What do you... Perhaps he was attempting to release Tinmataro. Statue. That's crazy! Are you saying that Yokai is real? Whatever the case, Tinmataro brings nothing but pain and misfortune. And as the superstitions warn, you must not gaze upon him nor free him from his prison. So my actual guess, is that, motherfucker Florent LaBelle knew about the treasure that the statue of Tinmataro was hiding. What he didn't know was that the statue was already stolen by Azuki Kozo. I think that's the real reason why he probably wanted access to that chamber. But how can people actually believe that? Well, at least we know who's behind this whole Tinmataro thing now. Yeah, and I think we need to have another nice long chat with Mr. LaBelle. Your dinner is ready, your malevolence! Ah, an offering to the Demon King. You may place it right there. The kitchen crew poured their heart and soul into making it. Did they now? Souls happen to be a favorite of mine. Just hold the hearts till next time. Caw, caw, caw. Yes, your malevolence. I'll remember that. How long is he planning to keep up this yokai charade? Well, we've already talked to Mr. Filchermere Tinma, so why don't we go see Florent LaBelle next, now that we know the truth? We won't be able to claim that the Tinmataro was Jinxie or the mayor anymore. But the real question is, how are we going to get to admit it was him? We beat it out of... No, that's a terrible job. That's what the police... No. That's a coerced confession, and it is not admissible in court. Okay, now let's practice that again, Filchi. From the top. Mr. LaBelle was in the foyer at the time of the crime. And when we, heard a scream, oh heck, what was the next part again? You have the memory capacity of a flea. This is the 30th time, you know. I'm getting rather irate with you. I've already killed one man, what's another? No, 100 times more and we're done. What on earth are they practicing? Oh, I ain't cut out for this. Whoopsie daisy. Oh, begging your pardon, Mr. LaBelle, sir. And just all this practice. Unbelievable. What if you had sullied my outfit with those grubby paws of yours? Did Filch LaBelle's wallet just now? You know what? For once, I'm actually going to stay quiet about this one. I'm okay with this. So, what do you think they're up to this time, Apollo?
Oh, it's you two. Eavesdropping, are we? You peasants are so tacky. Oh, well, what do you want with me?
Your confession to being the Tinmataro imposter would be nice right about now. Mr. Filch filled me in on a conversation you two had. I feel like we're throwing Mr. Filch a bit under the bus here. And about how he told you, and how you told him not to say a word about seeing Tinmataro.
Filch, you fool! I told you nothing good would come of you running your mouth.
Why did you want to keep Mr. Filch quiet like that, Mr. LaBelle?
Why, to protect darling little Jinxie, of course.
Jinxie was never really possessed. She was sleepwalking. Being asleep at the same time, she couldn't have been consciously trying to protect the mayor. That also might mean she couldn't have possibly been Tinmataro.
Interesting. But where are you going with this?
Since you asked so politely, I believe you have a different reason for trying to keep Mr. Filch quiet. I presumably deflect doubt away from the one who was really Tinmataro.
And now this is getting interesting. Are you insinuating that I'm Tinmataro? So sorry to disappoint, but I'm nothing of the sort.
That's right. Mr. LaBelle even told me Tinmataro was Jinx, so ow, ow.
I said Tinmataro was Jinxie, you fool. Honestly, you have the memory capacity of a flea. Practice it 100 more times.
So, have you been called to testify tomorrow?
Yes, I'm so looking forward to my courtroom debut. But you'll just have to wait until then.
Oh, I'll be waiting. With the special piece of evidence I've been saving just for you.
Filchy, wake up, you lazy bones.
Huh? What? Was I sleeping? Must have been that sweet cologne of yours, Mr. LaBelle. Made me right sleepy, it did.
Well, it's time for your lesson on what to do and say tomorrow.
Oh, I'm begging you, not another lesson. I ain't cut out for this thinking and remembering stuff. Right up the old schnozola.
Keep quiet and do exactly as I say.
Oh, please. Anything but another lesson. We're just gonna leave these two here where they're gonna have their own fun. There they go. I feel like there's some level of illegality going on there, but I don't have any evidence. This is our chance to get the truth out of him. And also, I don't know. Getting your story straight is generally not a good thing that you have to do. Yeah, but we'll get the proof we need in court tomorrow, one way or another. All that's left now is that lie Jinxie told. They better go clear that up before tomorrow. You think they're done questioning Jinxie? Maybe. Let's see if she's over on Yokai Lane shopping for more charms.
Oh, she's fine. She is sleepwalking.
Accursed nine-tailed fox. My grudge has been festered over time. At last, vengeance will be mine. Grr. 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 I say, why aren't you more afraid of me? Grr. She must be possessed, or sleepwalking again. Maybe if I speak softly, I won't startle her and get a charm plastered on my forehead. Jinxie? Huh? Oh, hello, Mr. Demon Lawyer. My charms must have fallen off again. Ew. Guess I can avoid a charm slap by toning down my cords of steel. So much effort into it, and no one ever appreciates my cords of steel. Are they done questioning you, Jinxie? Uh-huh. And on the way back, I stopped here to buy a new charm that was just released. I'm sorry? Have you seen the newest... Have you gone and got the newest charm from the bookstore yet? Nah, I'm still on the previous release. I'm working my way up. Yeah, which one? Oh, the one with the nine-tailed fox and Tin Mataro. It shows them dancing together. Gotta keep up with that charm meta. It's very important. If you skip a charm, you're gonna be really confused about the new one, and then it just kind of snowballs. And then eventually it gets to the point where it references back. Me fucking reading One Piece today, it's like, they fucking mentioned that character? Hello? Legit something that happened today. Reading new One Piece and be like, what do you mean that character was shown in a single panel? What the fuck? Oh, it's fun. Where was I? Really? Two bitter rivals dancing together? Uh-huh. It's a charm for rebuilding burnt bridges. Oh, right. For the municipal merger issue. Now it's for the demon lawyer and the insomniac prosecutor. It'll stop you two from fighting like you did in court this morning. Okay, so, you know, by the end of the Apollo Justice game, I feel like Apollo and Gavin had definitely had a relationship. Some level of, maybe not boyfriends, maybe friends with benefits. So far, it doesn't seem like we're going to get the same way with Black Quill, our prosecutor enemy here. But, you know, it's kind of a recurring theme of the lawyer and the prosecutor are definitely fucking boyfriends, but... And oh my god, they were oh my god, they were court mates? But considering this is only Black Quill's first introduction, and especially, what was his name in Great Ace Attorney Chronicles? The racist vampire. He was definitely boyfriend by the end of those games. We weren't fighting, it was just a spirited debate. It's what we lawyers... No fighting. Charm slapped again. Apollo, if you're done playing around, let's find out what she was lying about. I don't know why, like it didn't hit me the last couple weeks. He was dating the mask guy. The last couple weeks, I don't know why this didn't hit me, but I don't know why my brain just had a throwback to an old school Pokemon episode with the Ghastly, where Brock and James fell in love with the ghost, and they were just covered in charms like this one. I don't know why that came to mind all of a sudden. It just did. Like, wow, I haven't thought about that episode in a long time. Ah, the original Pokeality, falling in love with the Ghastly disguised as a dead woman. Jinxie, it seems like you're starting to remember things. You already said the feathers and tracks weren't there when you discovered the crime. Yes, Kay, would you like to say something? The Ninetales? No, the Ghastly. I don't know what you mean by the Ninetales. I mean, there was a ghost girl on the cape, on the cliff or whatever, and there's like original one with Brock and everyone back then. Have you remembered anything else that seems important? Like what? Tell us what you saw that day. Maybe you'll remember something else this time. I don't know what you mean by a Ninetales. I don't know what episode that is. When I opened the door, Papa and Alderman QB were collapsed in the Fox chamber. That's when Papa told me to call an ambulance and the police. That's all he said before he passed out in the chair. I knew it. She's holding something back. Let me get a close look at you. That's all he said. Okay. I had a feeling that, but because it was the first part, it kind of confused me. And we'll start over. I'd better stop before I pull an eye ligament. I don't want to think about pulling an eye ligament. There's another one where Ninetales got the hots for Brock because he looked like her old master. Hold on. Hold on. I need to look this up. Oh my god, here it is. Okay, this is from Gold and Silver. That's probably why I don't remember this one. This is from this is from their time in Johto. Okay. I need to look at this. Our hero over Mountain Pass. Caretaker with the hospitable caretaker of the lodge and her Ninetales, but the feds go increasingly suspicious. Disinstructed, and not reflecting mirrors, and she is not. I need to look at this. He fell down the slope of his death on the castle. This is too long to read, but fucking wild. Now the episode I'm thinking of is even older.
Gotcha.
Anyways, you're trembling a lot, ma'am. You were very nervous when he said that's all he said, weren't you? I know because I saw your fingers as moves if you're going to slap someone with a charm. Huh? Listen to me, Jinxie. This is very important. Did Mayor Tenma say anything else to you? It was nothing. He was just talking in his sleep. Talking in his sleep? So you admit that he did say something else? How could you tell? Only a demon could have such powers. This feels rude. Like, am I at least a sexy demon? Like a hot one? Yes? No? Like I said, he was just talking in his sleep. I mean, why else would Papa say something like that? Could you be a little more specific? Before he fainted, he said, "Forgive me, Jinxie. I killed Alderman QB." Uh-oh. Is there such a thing as an unsexy demon? Depending on the canon, the answer is probably yes. Have you ever seen in D&D what are they called? The lemurs? Those things are nasty. They're not sexy. D&D has a lot of unsexy demons. He said what? The mayor actually confessed to the crime? Uh-oh. By the way, a major thing just happened. A very big uh-oh kind of moment just happened. But he didn't mean it. He couldn't possibly have known what he was saying. Also, he might not mean it, like, literally. He might mean it a little bit more like, it's his fault. He was probably possessed, or maybe he was in the middle of a nightmare. Nightmare? No, this is a nightmare. This is one statement I wish I'd never heard. What in the world are we going to do now? Oh, we're fucked. Oh, we're screwed. Return to the basics? That's right. Always believe in your client, no matter what happens. That is a lawyer's greatest and most trusted weapon. Right. Just believe in my clients, even if all I can see ahead is darkness and despair. Jinxie, does Prosecutor Blackwell know about your father's confession? I didn't mention it when he was questioning me. I mean, there's no way Papa's the killer! Why would the mayor confess like that? Could he really have been dreaming or simply delirious? Simply delirious? Who knows? But I sure feel like I'm in a living nightmare right now. Apollo, what are we going to do about tomorrow's trial? The crime scene was locked tight until Jinxie arrived, and our clients even confessed! Not only that, Jinxie has been accused of planting the yokai evidence. Both the mayor and Jinxie are going to prison if we don't do something. No, I know. Well, let's see here. The lack of a third party in the locked room is a major problem. Jinxie has testified that when she first opened the door, Alderman Kyubey and Mayor Tenma were the only people she saw in the Fox Chamber. But the real killer must have been hiding in there as well. Considering the room was locked tight, that's the only logical explanation. Our mysterious person must have then fled the Fox Chamber when it was opened. And that's when Jinxie saw what she thought was Tenmataro. But Pop and the Alderman were the only people there. I didn't see anyone else. What's going on here? LaBelle's extremely pale, but he's far from transparent. So how did he hide himself at the scene of the crime? In the Forbidden Chamber? We already know he was inside the chamber, because that's where we found Liz. It was inside the chamber, which means he was probably hiding in there. Now, how he got in there when the mayor took the key, we don't know. That's the confusing part. Because there's only one of its kind. That's the thing that's the big question right now. We have to take down that dirty, rotten Tenmataro, Florent LaBelle. Alright, we'll get him with a legal exorcism, justice style. Oh boy. Oh no. Oh boy. Oh no. Save progress. We're in so much trouble. April 19th, 9:30 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 4.
Court is now in session. All rise. Court is back in session for the trial of Damien Tenma.
Apollo Justice, defense team leader, is ready, Your Honor. Athena Sykes, assistant defender, is ready too, Your Honor. Je suis prêt.
As chipper as ever, I see, and in French no less. And the prosecution. Very well then. By the way, I asked Detective Fulbright to provide sturdier shackles today.
He's still gonna break out. Of this, I am 99% certain.
There will be no more of your funny business this time, Prosecutor Blackwell. Now, your opening statement, if you would. I believe it's standard procedure for the prosecution to handle it.
Looks like the judge is really bringing it today. He probably realized how Blackwell played him. That was one mean game of Simon Says. Yeah, his honor has to fight to defend his honor today.
Your baldness.
It's plain to see that you've always dreamed of delivering an epic opening statement.
I have? I don't know if I'd say that.
Why, of course you have. I saw it in your eyes the last time you gave the opening statement. That was the look of one who yearns deeply for the thrill of an epic opening statement. For decades now, you've been watching opening statements from your bench. They were the crown jewels of the court. The one thing you could not possess.
The crown jewels of the court.
Now, at long last, they are within your grasp. How could you possibly refuse? I feel like for someone who doesn't want to waste time, he's wasting a lot of time by having this argument.
Oh, so you don't mind if I do it, then?
Opening statements are your fetish, old man. Just admit it, and it's all good. I'll make a special exception, just this once. Here we go again. Yep, more Blackwell's mind games.
Well, in that case, I think I might go ahead and make the opening statement myself. In yesterday's session, we learned the shocking truth that The victim, Alderman Rex Cuby, was the Amazing Ninetales. We also learned that the Amazing Ninetales was a key figure in the Yokai craze and anti-merger protests. It was further revealed that upon learning Rex Cuby's secret identity, Mayor Damien Tenma murdered him.
But allegedly, I want to make this clear, allegedly murdered him. Very allegedly. Incredibly allegedly.
The fact that the crime took place in a tightly locked room was also brought to light, and the only people in that tightly locked room were the defendant and the victim. The defense proposed the existence of a hypothetical third party, but further investigation revealed no proof of a third party who had escaped the room. Ergo, we must conclude that the evidence against the defendant is, well, conclusive. Did I say something wrong?
That was quite astonishing. You've truly outdone yourself this time.
Oh, one more thing to boast about my grandchild.
Well, this was not an unexpected turn of events.
Now then, it seems the prosecution has called a new witness to testify.
The inexplicable yokai evidence left at the scene of the crime. Well, does that not demand some sort of explanation?
The feathers and tracks, weren't those left by the mayor while he was possessed?
That was but an act to protect his daughter.
Oh, yes, of course. I had suspected as much.
Wait, did he actually believe the mayor's award-winning performance? His daughter was the one who planted the yokai evidence. Ergo, the true identity of the yokai in the manor was the manor's maid, Jinxie Tinma.
Objection!
The prosecution is engaging in mere conjecture. Oh, right, I have to. Objection! Would you care for some witness testimony then? For I am ready to prove that the little scamp is the one behind the Tinmataro farce. Witness testimony? How about he means Filch and that creep LaBelle?
Very well then. Bailiff, would you bring in the first witness?
Oh, this is gonna be easy. He's gonna be an easy nut to crack. Why to crack him open like an acorn, like a peanut, like a thing that you crack open easily. Kinder egg, maybe. Or an egg. A really rotten egg that's just like smells really bad on the inside and it's just like will disintegrate at a touch.
Mr. Filch, you made quite the hasty exit yesterday. See that it doesn't happen again today.
I've been known for my hasty retreat since I was a kid. Been a trademark of mine.
Indeed. You managed to give a total of 5 bailiffs the slip.
Like those amateurs could ever nab me. Perhaps we should shackle you by the neck. That would keep you just in place. No, please, I'm liable to rip my own head off if I start running. Your statement, now. Yes, sir, Mr. Blackhead, sir. He may be in a hasty retreat, but there's no escaping Prosecutor Blackwell. Yeah, Blackwell doesn't strike me as the give-up-easy type.
Now then, Mr. Filch, your testimony please. Specifically, the true nature of the yokai you saw in the manor shortly after the crime.
I'm so glad they're starting with Filch, because he's an idiot. Tinmataro's really that little maid gal. Ain't no doubt about it. I mean, the Tinmataro I saw was a little thing about her size. Or the little runt had a big old staff. I seen her when she came into the foyer. Betcha she stole it from the forbidden chamber after stumbling on the crime scene. Hold. Hey, Slip Up McGee. How the fuck do you know, A, that the forbidden chamber was open, and B, that the staff was inside it? Hello? Hello? Hold it! Are you fucking... You slipped up, my dude? She was gonna use it to wallop me on account of my fierce reputation. I just know it!
So, Tinmataro was short in stature, and that's because it was Miss Jinxie Tinma all along.
You betcha! Besides, all the rest in the manor were way taller than her.
Feigning height is but an easy thing. But a big ox like the defendant could never pass for short. One of the Tinmataro impersonator was walking on their knees.
There ain't no knee walking. I seen it myself.
Then perhaps the yokai really was Miss Tenma after all. All monsters are not but tricks, either of the mind or the cheap parlor variety. So you're saying she created an illusion like one of those magical eye thingies? Precisely. Human senses are easily deceived. Take the fellow in the cell next to me. Each night he cries and screams about some ghost he thinks he sees. But in truth, it was simply the janitor. Ho ho ho! Prosecutor Blackwell just gave up the ghost, literally! The janitor's deathly complexion and all-way attire are, no doubt, partially to blame. Other than the fact that he constantly mutters about taking vengeance for this or that.
That actually sounds like a real ghost to me.
The defense may now cross-examine the witness. Cool. You know, the really funny thing is, it's a janitor died 50 years ago.
What?
Was it the same janitor?
No, it was a different janitor entirely.
Then why bring it up? I just found out it might be important.
Okay, I don't feel like actually pressing any of this because you're stupid. That's just he stole it from the forbidden chamber after someone on the crime scene. I think the best evidence is this one? Because the forbidden chamber wasn't opened. Or how does he know about it? There are multiple things to be like, how the fuck do you know about this?
Objection!
Objection! Can't say I didn't try. I thought that was pretty good logic. Not gonna lie.
Who, me?
What do you make of this objection of his?
Oh, I don't know. Why should, well...
I know, always press, but I get impatient.
Defense objection was clearly misguided.
Bravo, nicely done.
Oh, it seems our misguided attorney has earned himself a penalty.
I better look before I leave next time. Fine, well, fucking press him on the issue.
Hold it!
I suppose you mean to say that Jinxie Tinma entered the Forbidden Chamber to get one? Well, I ain't never seen a staff like that in the manor, so it had to be the Forbidden Chamber. Oh, really? The sense of the bell is thick in the air today. Jinxie entered the Forbidden Chamber after the incident. Then she took the staff and tried to cover up her actions by pretending to be Tinmataro. I guess that's what Filcher's trying to say. Could Jinxie have even entered the Forbidden Chamber if she wanted to?
There is one thing I was wondering about. Why did that yokai have a staff in the first place?
Well, I've got my hunches about that. He was gonna use it to wallop me on account of my fierce reputation. I just know it.
Hold it!
Wallop you? And why would the so-called yokai want to do that? That little maid gal never did like me. Gee, I wonder why. She always hightails it when I come around as she sticks these weird papers on my noggin. He probably thinks of him as the dreaded Snooky monster of QB Manor or something. We need to prove that Jinxie isn't Tinmataro, but I have no idea how we're going to do that. All we have to do is prove that it was impossible for Jinxie to turn into Tinmataro. That might be easier than you think. Really? Now's our chance. A chance to expose the real Tinmataro for all to see. I'm gonna try this.
Objection!
Objection! It would seem that Tinmataro was, in fact, not this innocent little girl. Huh? How do you figure that? You claim the Tinmataro you saw had one of those staged from the Forbidden Chamber, but it would have been impossible for Miss Tinma to get a hold of one.
Care to elaborate, Mr. Justice?
The mayor swallowed this key shortly after the murder. He wanted to keep the killer out of the Forbidden Chamber.
What's this?
This key was deep in the mayor's stomach when Miss Tinma discovered the crime scene. So you see, it would have been impossible for her to get to into the Forbidden Chamber. And you're just holding it. Yeah? That key, uh-huh.
that was inside the mare's stomach.
I understand how this might be a little weird. Don't worry about it.
What direction that come out, you don't want to know.
In short, the Tenma Taro seen holding that staff could not have been Jinxie Tenma. Ugh. Ah!
What?
This was going to be my second guess.
What? Then who does the defense believe was impersonating Tenma Taro?
Our Tenma Taro impersonator is none other than Nana Tenma's aide.
Objection.
Those accusations beg evidence. Aside from his ghastly appearance, can you prove he is the yokai we seek? Yes, in fact, I can.
Very well. Let's see where the defense is going with this. Mr. Justice, please show us proof as to the true identity of the Tenma Taro impersonator.
Take that! We found this hand cream in the Forbidden Chamber, and we know that whoever was Tenma Taro took one of the saves out of there. In short, I believe whoever this hand cream belongs to is the yokai impersonator we're looking for.
But Mr. Justice, how do you propose to identify the hand cream's owner?
I'm glad you asked, Your Honor. An defense requests a fingerprint analysis on this piece of evidence. It might tell us who it belongs to.
Interesting. So you expect to find the yokai's prints there?
I mean, also, it's a special fucking brand. Like, do you need it? Do you need it?
Very well. I hereby call a short recess while we wait for the fingerprint results.
No need for that, Your Baldness. We have the prints of everyone at the manor that day.
You called, Prosecutor Blackwell!
Could anyone be more whipped? All right, analyze this for prints. You have 3 minutes.
Your wish is my command! Very well then. I guess we'll just wait right here.
It would seem the fingerprint analysis is complete.
What do the results show?
What in the world? They're in the bell prints, aren't they? This is absurd. Prosecutor Blackwell? I'm not going to like this, am I?
Don't tell me. The Tenma Taro's prints?
Fingerprint analysis has revealed that the prints belong to... Phineas Filch!
Objection!
Objection! Wait, what? What? Then Mr. the Bell wasn't the one who entered the Forbidden Chamber?
Objection!
Objection! Why, you tricksy little Tanuki. Explain yourself, now. Sure, them prints are mine. I mean, I did pilfer that hand cream from Mr. LaBelle after all. So you're the one who entered the Forbidden Chamber? So what if I did? Got a problem with it? You fool of a Tanuki! Oh shit. Oh hell, this... Fuck. This has turned a lot of shit on its head. All of my theories are now...
Order! Order! Mr. Justice, care to explain what this could mean?
Excellent question. The fact that Mr. Filch was in the Forbidden Chamber...
Fool of a took! Wait, no, sorry, wrong franchise.
Oh, wait a second. Does this mean the Tenma Taro holding that staff was Phineas Filch? Another cat out of the bag!
Mr. Filch is Tenma Taro?
Okay, hold on, I'm thinking. Okay, theory craft time. Theory craft, here we go. Chronological order here. Mr. Tanuki Man, Mr. Filch, enters into the... Mr. Filch steals the hand cream from Mr. LaBelle. Because why not? It's nice and smells of lavender. Makes my skin all silky smooth. Has the Tenma Taro costume. And somehow they get the key and he enters in the Forbidden Chamber. Possibly in hiding for this, that, or the other reason. We don't exactly know why, though. Next. QB, Alderman QB, Mayor Tenma, and Mayor Zay the Bell are having their meeting where the Bell drugged both of them. Killed Alderman QB, whacked Tenma upside the head, left the room before Jinxie got there, and found some place to hide. Jinxie unlocked the door on his way out. This doesn't explain how the key was inside the room. But he gets away. Jinxie comes in, sees the scene, goes to call the police. Tanuki Man leaves the Forbidden Chamber, dashes out, and that's when Jinxie sees him.
Mr. Filch, is Tenmataro?
I don't understand. Does this mean Mr. Filch is the real killer?
The witness will explain himself this instant.
I'm begging your pardon, your honorship, but I was just doing what the alderman told me. He wanted me to be Tenmataro in the village exorcism ritual. Oh, you mean the event at the Ninetales Vale Festival? So that was you inside the Tenmataro costume. Yep, and after the event I went to watch that pro wrestling program. It had bored me to tears on account of the wrestlers being complete jobbers. So we didn't actually watch the entire wrestling match. That's when I looked at the Tenmataro costume and got a great idea. Nobody can tell it's me while I'm wearing it. And because of them superstitions, no matter what I do, the villagers won't say a word.
In other words, you use the superstitions to effectively render yourself invisible.
Motherfucker pulled a Scooby-Doo act. Straight up Scooby-Doo shit. 100%. Put on a costume of a monster. For his own selfish reasons. In order to fucking... Oh my god. They're fucking using the superstitions of the area. Jesus. Why did you want to enter the Forbidden Chamber in the first place? Because of the treasure there! Thought that was my big chance to sneak on in and nab it. Treasure? Only that it's the greatest get-rich-quick chance in the universe. Grandpappy told me all about it. Says there's amazing treasure in there. Me too. I thought I was missing them right now. He went in there not knowing his grandfather had already pilfered it. I guess that's one tale that didn't get passed down from grandpappy to grandson. Wait, how exactly did you get into the Forbidden Chamber? There was a meeting in the Fox Chamber that day. Plus, the mayor swallowed the only key that could open the Forbidden Chamber's door. Couldn't have possibly gotten in. I could through the air vent in the foyer. The vent's left all of the alderman's picture. I went on in and made a nice little hole. Used that to get into the air duct that leads to the Forbidden Chamber, I did. You what? But how is that even possible? Wait a sec. Remember that air vent in the Forbidden Chamber? So Mr. Filch found a way to get into that air duct. And that's how we got from the foyer vent to the Forbidden Chamber vent?
So Tenmataro was nothing more than a cut burglar, or rather a Tanuki burglar. And we're back to being without anyone in charge for the alderman's murder.
Looks like our so-called yokai is nothing more than one big troublemaker. Well, kind of an uh-oh shit moment, isn't it? Kind of a oh hell. A little bit of a uh-oh. A whoopsie-daisy. A please help. A dear God, send down a sign. Tell me, Mr. Filch, what did you do after fleeing to the foyer? I got out of that costume right quick. Would have just caused trouble at that point. And where is that costume now? Heck if I know. And it ain't my fault if you never find it. The police searched every nook and cranny. No yokai costume was left in the manor. What if it was tossed outside the manor? Ah! That's right. So no one was in that costume. No way! But maybe, just maybe...
The defense seems to have hit upon an idea. Well, go on, Mr. Justice.
Okay, here's what I think. Mr. Filch, did you get rid of the costume here?
Take that!
Take that! Did you toss it out the window? Because that would certainly explain why it didn't turn up inside the manor. You think I tossed it out the window? That costume cost me a pretty penny. So why would I go do something like that? I think of a few reasons. Any bright ideas, Apollo? Well, assuming the costume really... Maya! 22 months? Oh my god, it is 2 years until 2 months left. Jesus. Oh my god, the passage of time is terrifying. Hi Maya, how you doing? Thank you for the resub. Thank you. And the next question would be, what happened to it after that? If I'm right, I might have just the thing to prove what happened to the costume. Mostly good, just really tired. Fucking mood. Oh my god, that's a mood. That's been me the past, like, week. Oh my god, I'm so tired. It's Thursday. I don't know why I thought it was Tuesday for like half a second. For like half a second, I thought it was Tuesday. Except for the fact that I'm currently streaming Ace Attorney should tell me that it's Thursday. Like, you can't get a better calendar system than that at the moment. Phineas Filch, I have just the evidence for you. You do? The evidence proves you got rid of your Timitaro costume through the window.
Take that!
Take that! Ah, that's... Timitaro flying through the sky?
And just how does that prove Mr. Filch threw his costume at the window?
It's quite simple. That's not Timitaro in the photo. It's the costume Mr. Filch threw out. Oh, that's crazy talk. You ain't serious, are ya? There's a steep cliff right outside the foyer window, meaning the manor is pretty high up. Time is an illusion, lunchtime doubly so? Fair. And you've been really into Fallout 76, affecting your sleep schedule? Also fair. Valid. Hades messed up my sleep schedule for a little bit, but now I'm better. Oh god, my sleep schedule next week is gonna be fucked. It's gonna be fucked. Minor explanation now. There's not gonna be an Ace Attorney next week. I'm not gonna be in the state. I'm gonna be at a wedding. My brother's getting married, and I'm gonna see my family for the first time in a few years, and I'm kinda, but I'm gonna be gone for a few days next week. So I'm letting y'all know that now. And the time zone difference is gonna fuck me up. Costume flew through the air after it was tossed out. That's when the photo was taken. In other words, the photo of Timitaro really was a flight of fancy.
What?
Ah! Well, shoot.
Oh my, so there really never was a yokai.
Oh, I can't keep any of them cats' bags. Can I still file a claim for the lost costume? This more than proves the defense's position. Jinxie Tenma had nothing to do with staging the yokai sighting.
Here to raise any objections, Prosecutor Blackwell?
None whatsoever. Awesome! We did it! We proved that Jinxie is innocent! That's what this trial is about, right? We're here to prove Jinxie's innocence and not anyone else's? Oh, this is a trial for her dad and the murder of Alderman QB and not about the staging of the yokai evidence? Uh-oh. Well, this feels like a runaround. This feels like, oh boy. I'll deal with that Trixie Tanuki after I've dealt with this case. We did it! Good going. Now all I have to do is make Florent and the Bell take the stand.
Objection!
Objection. Sheathing the sword a bit early, are we not? Huh? Nothing has been proven beyond a doubt. Take this tricksy little Tanuki, for instance. How do you suppose he was able to exit the Forbidden Chamber? Probably the same way he got in, through the chamber's air vents. And what are the feathers and tracks at the scene of the crime? They would suggest that Tanuki exited through the chamber door, not the air vents.
Objection!
The Forbidden Chamber doesn't open from the inside. So what you're saying makes no sense. Right. Apollo, this feels like the bad stance to be taking. This feels like we're... Maybe we should stop talking, Apollo? How about we stop? How about we shh? Shh. Someone on the outside opened the door for you. Isn't that right? Yep, that's right, Mr. Blackjack. The door suddenly sprang right open. Sprung right open? Who was on the other side? I didn't get a good look on account of the sudden glare.
Like how the reflection from my head blinds fellow moviegoers emerging from the dark.
That's when I snatched that staff and made my daring escape. And then that little maid gal spotted me as I hightailed it down the hall. Thank you for saying that specifically, Mr. Filch, and proving that the person on the other side of the door was 100% not Jinxie. There was someone else. You have 117 hours in 2 weeks. Jesus Christ. Amazing. I love that. I love that for you. That means the Forbidden Chamber wasn't open until after the crime was discovered. But wait. We still don't know who opened it. Maybe there really was a third person in the Fox Chamber.
Objection!
Objection! Well, you little Tanuki. When the Forbidden Chamber opened, did you see the accused passed out there? Nope, only one there was the alderman, and he was dead as a doornail. I'm sorry, what now? If the accused wasn't there, what do you suppose he was up to? Ah, hell. Uh-oh. I don't like where this is going.
Oh, don't tell me.
Plainly, the only one who could have opened the Forbidden Chamber was... the accused, Damien Tinma. Ah! Uh-oh. Oh, shit. Hold it! Wait a second. There had to be somebody else besides Mayor Tinma there.
Really? And who might that be?
Oh, well, that would be...
Objection!
Objection. It seems our feisty little ass has forgotten the most important thing. Evidence. I didn't forget. I was just testing your attention to details.
Miss Sykes, you can't prove your point without proof of some sort. It's a proven fact.
Do we have proof? Well, shoot, this was our proof, and now we're fucked. Well, hell, that fucking fuck shit. Sorry. I guess I put my foot in my mouth again. No, Athena, we're definitely onto something here. We are? Think about it. If Filch was stuck inside the Forbidden Chamber, one of the alibis we heard would no longer hold any water. The defense would like to call a new witness to the stand. Someone who knew Mr. Filch was stuck in the Forbidden Chamber, and by virtue of knowing this, has an alibi that no longer adds up. Ugh, not that insufferable.
Very well. The court will hear what Mr. Justice has to say.
I just noticed something. The judge's, his hammer, it doesn't feel as weighty as I would like it to be. I feel like I want it to have more oomph to it. It's so dinky. It's such a dinky hammer.
Well, it should be a dunk, dunk, dunk.
It's very dink, dink, dink.
Whose alibi no longer holds up?
Take that!
Why, that's the defendant's aide, Florent LaBelle. Didn't he claim to be in the foyer at the time of the crime?
True, but in his alibi, he also claimed Mr. Filch was in the foyer too. However, as we all know now, Mr. Filch was not there with Mr. LaBelle at that time. In short, Mr. LaBelle's alibi has disappeared. Ugh! Florent LaBelle's alibi was one big lie. Isn't that right, Mr. Filch? I reckon there ain't no keeping that cat in the bag here neither. The unicorn staff. The unicorn staff. Unicorn staff? Did I say something? About a unicorn. What was I just talking about? That was all Mr. LaBelle's idea. He told me he'd button his lip about me breaking into the Forbidden Chamber. And in return, he said we'd vouch for each other's alibi.
Shame on you, Mr. Filch. Perjury is a serious crime, you know.
Aw, shucks. Mercy, your honorship! Mercy! Ah! I also assert that the person who opened the Forbidden Chamber for Mr. Filch was none other than Florent LaBelle. After all, his ally has just been proven to be a complete fabrication.
I see. We will take a 20-minute recess.
Oh, that's right. I do remember that. Fuck, what was his name? The chief, what was he called? Chief Justice? He was the Chief Justice. I don't remember his name. All I remember is that he was very good at being the very passive-aggressive. And kind of being like, it sure would be a shame if something happened to your best friend or whatever. Fucking, I don't remember exact fucking words, but he kind of had this vibe of a mob boss who was ready to break your kneecaps at any point with that unicorn staff.
After which time we will see what Mr. LaBelle has to say for himself.
Yes! We're finally going to drag that slippery snake onto the stand. There are a lot of S's in that.
In the meantime, the prosecution will question Mr. LaBelle about these new allegations.
Didn't we do that on the stand? And not outside? Can we all do that in court? Where we can all see it? Take part? We did it, Apollo! We finally dragged Mr. LaBelle into court! Yeah. Hey, why the long face? Can't help but feel I'm missing something important. Plus, Prosecutor Blackwell's bound to mount a counterattack. You really are a worrywart, aren't you? It'll be fine! That mystery figure who opened the Forbidden Chamber for Mr. Filch had to have been Florent LaBelle. I know, but that's not what's bugging me. I wish I could put my finger on it, though. At any rate, the big showdown with Mr. LaBelle is up next, so chin up, Apollo! Let's put the dandy on trial. Let's go. Oh great, now he's the fucking Joker. Oh my god, no. Oh my god, no. No? No. I'm kicking your ass back to Gotham? Now. I feel like you're not the first person I've made this joke about recently. Who else have I called Joker on stream recently?
Court is back in session. Our next witness is... on the phone.
Yes, I'm acting on behalf of the mayor in this very important matter. Why so serious? You want to know how I got these scars? My father was a drinker and a fiend.
It seems the witness is predisposed at the moment.
Surely you jest. I will hold you to a promise, remember that. Oh, my deepest apologies. This is Florent LaBelle, personal aide to Tinma. Or shall I say, the accused.
I don't like the way that he plays with his flower. I don't like the way that he plays with it. I don't like the way Mayor Tinma does the gropey hand. I don't like the way he plays with his flower. I don't like it. Ouch! Like the poor mayor hasn't suffered enough.
Well, what business do you with me? I'm a very busy man, so let's make this as brief as possible.
Your baldness.
Oh, right. Mr. Filch's testimony has revealed a hole in your alibi. And for this reason, you are suspected of having some sort of connection with the case at hand.
To think I'd be associated with this entirely lurid affair. Well, I'm not, so may I go now? I have very important matters to attend to.
Why did you decide on the green? At least change your outfit. At least change your outfit. Or do you only have the cell phone sewn onto one? Is it too much work? You have to wear that every day? Do you ever clean that outfit? See, what you should do is you should make those cell phones part of the shoulder pads, not part of the outfit as a whole. Like that way, like the shoulder pad inserts, you can just put in any old outfit. Fucking freak that you are. To be fair, he's not beating the Joker allegations because he does also spray people in the face with gas as often as he can. It's not Joker gas, but it is a gas that he himself made, so... You know, he's also a murderer, so...
Objection!
Objection! I don't think so, Mr. LaBelle. Do you realize what a serious crime you've committed?
Witness, you are being accused of perjury. This is your chance to clear the air.
I don't think that's how this works. I think you lied on the stand and you did it knowingly. Like, the perjury already happened. We can deal with that later.
Fine. The truth is I baked my alibi for a very good reason.
Here's the thing. Ace Attorney witnesses will fucking commit perjury so often, but no one ever gets in trouble for it unless it's someone on the defense's side. Any regular witness can commit however much perjury they want and get away with it. Fucking anyone else does something even by accident, and they're fucked.
And the man was obviously the killer, so I created a fake alibi to confuse the matter. You see, as his personal aide, I felt I had to protect him. Sorry.
Okay, hold on. Hold on another moment here. We just went through a whole fucking rigmarole, this whole thing, about how Jinxie Tenma was gonna... See you later, Maya, thanks for the lurk, hope work is going well. That Jinxie Tenma was going to be arrested because she did her best to protect the mayor, her father, and we were like, she's gonna get arrested. Oh no, she's gonna be in trouble. And here he is, casually admitting to helping the mayor. And here's the thing, 10 seconds from now, no one's gonna fucking be like,
well, that makes you an accomplice and you need to be arrested for your crimes.
no one, it's not gonna happen. Fucking, I can tell already. You think this is funny? Well, your alibi, you're a suspect too. What were you really doing at the time of the crime?
Peasant, how dare you accuse me, one of the beautiful people, of being...
Objection! Stop stalling and tell the court what you were really doing at the time of the crime.
Silence.
Enough jabbering. Swords have been drawn. The time for talk is past. Swords? What swords? This is a duel to the death. The fate of the accused rests in our hands. Begone, ye of cowardly heart! Oh, let me try that again. Begone, ye of cowardly heart! The battlefield hath no place for ye. Again?
Oh my. Spare me, please.
And thus everyone in the gallery is just like, and we're out of here. So much for sturdier shackles. Ah! Those chains hindered my vow that heads would roll this day. This gives keeping your head on in court a whole new meaning. Will the witness please deliver the accused death knell? You know what I speak of.
Most certainly. His goose is already cooked. Time to stick a fork in him.
Whatever he has to say can't be good.
As I told Prosecutor Blackwell during the recess, I rushed right over to the Fox chamber when I heard little Jinxie scream.
What?
Then, a drumroll please. I saw Mayor Tenma opening the forbidden chamber doors.
But... There you have it. The mystery man who opened the chamber door, as witnessed by one Phineas Filch, it was the accused. There was never any third party.
Oh, and that's not all. I heard something quite startling there at the scene of the crime.
Ah, shit. Ah, fuck. Oh, no. Oh, hell. He heard. Oh, no. Oh, no. We're in trouble. Startling sounds bad.
The mayor, who was barely conscious, muttered this. Forgive me, Jinxie. I killed the alderman. Oh, that's right. The mayor actually confessed to the murder right then and there.
Ow.
He confessed?
This doesn't hold up in court. This is hearsay. I think that's the right word. Dink, dink, dink. It's so sad. It's so sad every time. And that's basically what it sounds like, is me hitting my pencil against it. Fucking God.
This is quite conclusive testimony if it stands.
Just so. And quite astonishing, I might add. I only learned of this fact during the recess. I object to this evidence. There's no proof. This is all just one witness and one person's memory saying this.
I just love surprises, don't you?
Yeah, you are the Joker, damn.
Oh, that's why I saved the best for last. Consider a gift from me to you.
No way. I don't believe Mr. LaBelle heard the mayor confess.
But is this really true? Did Mayor Tenmo really confess?
It is indeed. During that last recess, I confirmed it with the mayor's daughter. Alright. I'm out. I'm done. Bye. Game over. We lose. The end. Say your prayers. I left. I came back. We continue to go, ah shit, ah hell, oh no. Why do you do this to us? Why must you make our job so difficult? This is only the second trial? This is only the second trial of the game? It would seem Mayor Tenma actually did confess.
That testimony is quite favorable to the prosecution's.
No phones in court.
Listen, LaBelle, yes, I called earlier about the party resume.
Why are you hosting a party when your boss is about to go to prison for murder? You're awfully calm about this, you fucking bitch.
Oh, that's right, and I'll be calling my little shindig Mayor Tenma's Conviction Gala.
Rude! Rude and bad. Rude and mean. Wow.
A splendid time is guaranteed for all. All but the mayor in his defense. Excuse me, I listened to a little bit too much evil laughter.
Did you not see the evil laughter? And now he's clearly the villain?
Well, as it seems all witnesses are a very busy man, let's get right to his testimony. Mr. LaBelle, please tell us what you saw when you came upon the scene of the crime.
Son of a bitch.
I was in the hallway, hiding in the shadows. That's when I heard the confession. Upon learning of her father's crime, little Jinxie fled without ever noticing me. Immediately after that, the mayor came to, stood up, and opened the forbidden chamber. As I ran in terror, the demon emerged from his prison. In shock, I fled down the hallway to my right, the one with the phone at the end.
Impossible? Fuck you? Absolutely impossible. You know why that's impossible? Do you know why that's impossible? Everyone remember why that's impossible. Because that's where fucking Jinxie Tenmo was standing. She was at there. She made the phone call. And she saw Tenmataro. Bitch motherfucker. Fucking dumbass just sealed his own goddamn grave.
I must say, this is a shocking revelation. Quite unexpected. So that I think the defendant actually confessed then and there to his crime. Perhaps the guilt was too much.
Perhaps the guilt was too much to bear, so he confided in his daughter. You do realize you should not have withheld such crucial testimony from the court. Once again, sorry. I feared being accused if I mentioned coming upon the most unpleasant scene.
Ugh, why did the mayor's confession have to be brought up by this guy? We better do something before the judge declares the mayor guilty.
As a death row inmate once told me in years gone by, there is a time to fight and a time to yield, a time to live and a time to die.
Isn't that one country song? Or am I thinking of something slightly different? Ugh! He's laying it on real thick now.
The defense may now cross-examine the witness.
I'm going to shave his head. I hope it's a wig. I hope it's a wig. I think that'd be the funniest response, is if he's wearing a wig. And all of his hair, it's not that he's dyeing his hair, it's that he's just putting on different colored wigs. It's classic rock, technically. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be real honest. I'm very bad at music genres. I'm terrible at it. Like, there are certain kinds that are very obvious, and others where I'm just like, oh, fuck, that was music. I want to skip straight to here. Hold it! So, after you fled into the hallway with the phone at the end, Tenmataro ran off toward the foyer?
Precisely.
Notice any inconsistencies, Apollo? Well, Jinxie also saw Tenmataro, right? She did. She said they passed each other in the hall after she made that call to the police. Well, if a bell had flowed down the hall where that phone is, Jinxie would have seen him when she was returning from making her call. Oh, right. And if she saw him, she would have definitely asked him for help. Right, it just doesn't make any sense. Time to review the evidence. If we don't find a way to and we didn't bring that up out loud? You want us to have evidence? We need to find it. Rude. Rude and bad. The whole point was to bring out the flaw with words. Like, was that not enough? Oops. Went too far. There we go. It's probably this one? Objection! Objection! Florin the Bell, you're lying about having witnessed these events from the hallway.
Oh, what on earth do you mean? Yes, care to fill the rest of us in, Mr. Justice?
If Mr. LaBelle had really fled down into the hall with the phone in it, he would have crossed paths with Miss Tenma.
What's this?
After she discovered the crime scene, she immediately went to call the police. And after making her call, she went back to the main hallway, whereupon she encountered the demon, Yokai, or whatever you want to call it. As for me, I call it Phineas Filch in a Tenmataro costume. The encounter happened right here, where the hallways meet. As for Mr. LaBelle, if he had fled here, feigning escape from the Yokai imposter...
Why, yes, the two would have crossed paths.
Right, except Miss Tenma told us that there was no one else in the hall. In short, Miss Tenma did not see you in the hall because you were never really there.
Oh, my eyes! My beautiful eyes!
I'm so glad he fucking hit himself in the eyes. Great shit. Ha! That's just a fabulous sit now, is it?
But, Mr. Justice, the witness also stated that he heard the mayor confess. If he was lying about hearing the confession from the hall, then where was he when he heard it?
Inside the Fox Chamber. Where else?
But isn't that within the very crime scene?
It is, Your Honor. And that means he's not really a witness. Rather, he's the third party I've been alleging this whole time!
What? You think I'm the killer? How dare you?
Silence. Silence.
Foolish fop. A true man knows when he is beaten. A shield of lies comes to naught before a foe with a sword of truth bared.
Prosecutor Blackwell, what are you? I thought we were on the same side.
You are mistaken. There are no sides here, save for my cold, steely edge of judgment.
He's so edgy. He is such an edgelord.
You are alone upon this battlefield, with naught but your lies and sickly sweet perfume.
Whoa, what just happened? Paco's really tearing into him. Cool, anyone got any popcorn? I'm gonna keep watching this. It's nice when he's doing it to someone I dislike. Like, suddenly you're like 10 times hotter when you're not being an asshole to me. Or the judge.
You heard the mayor's confession from the inside, did you not, you deviant dandy?
Deviant dandy. That's a good one. I like that.
Oh, I also keep forgetting. Fucking Emma called Gavin, what was it?
Glimmer Boy. I think Glimmer Boy also fits here very well.
For the sole location from which you could have seen and heard the mayor and the Tanuki, without either of them noticing you were right there in the fox chamber. Oh my, so that's how it's going to be. Fine, I'll come clean then.
Seriously? You admit to being there in the fox chamber?
I do. I did enter the room after the murder, but I was afraid of being falsely accused, so I lied about it. I feel terrible about lying like that, but it's a verbal cologne I use to protect myself. Oh, I've committed so much perjury.
You better explain yourself, Mr. LaBelle.
Yes, of course. I was just about to get to that. The witness is skating on thin ice. I'll remind you that perjury is a very serious crime. Now, let's hear your testimony again, this time without your perfume of lies. I did enter the fox chamber after the murder, but I didn't enter until after Jinxie had heard the confession and left. I heard the mayor groan and hid behind the folding screen there. Oh, what I saw there up close, it was absolutely horrifying. So you see, I was there, but merely watching from behind the screen.
I feel like I'm...
From behind the screen? Why, yes, I believe you wouldn't be spotted if you were there.
I feel like calling bullshit. Question is, how? Shit, I think we're out of stuff to call bullshit with.
Just so. He could see everything without being spotted by the victim or that Tanuki Filch. Suffice to say, he was a mere witness to the events, rather than an actual third party.
This guy's as slippery as an eel. Apollo, you think he's telling the truth? Well, he was in the fox chamber, so at least that much must be true.
The defense may cross-examine our slightly voyeuristic witness.
Whoa now here, Judge. Who said anything about voyeurism? Look, I ain't here to king shame the guy. Alright, we didn't say anything about his kinks. I don't care what he does behind closed doors, with consent and everything. He seems more like someone who'd be into exhibitionism, too. Exhibitionism. He'd be an exhibitionist. I mean, look how much attention he pays to beauty and detail and perception. He's definitely more exhibition than voyeurism. I don't like any of what I was just saying. I don't like it. Because I don't like this Joker-looking motherfucker at all.
Hold it!
Okay. We're gonna just start pressing everything. Why in the world would you enter that grisly crime scene?
Why? Because I was worried sick. A man's in my suit.
What?
It was designed personally by me. I was worried my work of art might get blood on it.
This man clearly has his priorities in order.
Okay, let's get this over with, shall we? Now, where was I? Oh yeah, so I entered the fox chamber almost without thinking. But I didn't enter until after Jinxie had heard the confession and left.
Why didn't you enter right away?
And ruined my designer's shoes.
Your shoes?
Even now, just thinking about getting blood on my fabulous footwear, it sends chills down my spine. That's why I hesitated.
Objection! That's terrible! A man was dying and another injured, and you're worried about your shoes?
Silence.
Silence. Need I remind you, this is a court of law. We are not teaching morality here. We have schools of etiquette and the like for such trivial pursuits.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, you listen to me, you deceptive dandy. Get to the point and be quick about it. Yes, well, I was there in the Fox Chamber, but...
Hold it.
Wait a second. Why did you hide yourself?
Oh my, so you do understand?
I do?
By hiding, I was concealing my fabulous beauty, which, of all the sake of the universe, is something I should never, ever do. That's what you were thinking, right?
I'm sensing a black hole of egocentricity forming around the witness stand.
We can deliberate his mental process another time. Get on with the testimony, now.
No, I feel like this is an incredibly important... I feel like my question still needs to be answered. Hello? I feel like this is still important. Why would you hide? Like, it's a fucking...
It was absolutely horrifying.
Hold it.
Hey. Could you describe the crime scene in a bit more detail?
And what exactly would you like details about?
Well, what I'd like to ask you about is... I want to ask about something that wouldn't make sense chronologically. So let's ask about Forbidden... kind of all of them. Could you please describe the Forbidden Chamber at the time?
It was shut tight until the mayor opened it.
He's really trying to stress that it was the mayor who opened the Forbidden Chamber. That big liar! He opened it himself! Oh, look, the kill. Oh, that would be toast.
You consider a statement to be of any importance?
Not yet. Is it important? It's probably not particularly important. Okay. I want to describe some other parts.
I would just like to add that it was a terribly grisly scene as I have described. Terribly grisly indeed. There's so much blood everywhere. Horrifying. The smell. Oh.
Hold it.
I want details on the murder weapon. Could you describe the state of the weapons that had been used at the scene?
The spear had been thrust all the way through Alderman Cuby. Then there was that statue the Alderman used to bludgeon Matenma.
Hold on. All the way through? All the way through? All the way through? All the way through? Are you sure? Are you sure?
That incredibly inspiring symbol had fallen to the floor.
This is something he should know. This is something he should know. Aha! You have doomed yourself, you motherfucker. Oh, right, the statue. But why would he find it inspiring? Why exactly did you find the statue inspiring?
Well, when I saw that statue, I thought as if the merger had been realized. It was like a celebration of union between town and village, an inspiring symbol of goodwill.
It means that he saw the statue before it broke. You fucking bitch, I got you now. Broken statue next to a bloody corpse. Real inspiring.
Well, Mr. Justice, do you consider his statement to be of any importance?
Very, incredibly, mega important. So important, so mega important, so mega important, that I'm about to fucking knock his goddamn socks off.
A statue had fallen to the floor and was a token of goodwill celebrating a municipal merger. Fuck you.
Objection.
Objection! Your lies have finally betrayed you, Mr. LaBelle.
What possibly could you mean?
You said this statue was like a celebration of union between town and village. Isn't that correct?
It is indeed, but what of it? The two yokai are joining their hands in goodwill, as if they were celebrating the municipal merger. Something the matter?
Would you like to take a closer look? Would you like to take a closer look? Would you like to take a closer look? So, how did you really know that this statue was meant to be a symbol of goodwill again?
What?
I love that black... Justice Dono, explain yourself, and make it quick. The statue was meant to symbolize goodwill in its original form, but that was a secret.
A secret? Whatever do you mean?
What I mean is that it broke when someone used it to strike Mayor Tenma on the head. What's left clearly makes it look like the two yokai are battling it out. The statue's secret and its true form were lost inside that locked room. For Miss Tenma is the only living soul who should know what it once looked like. So, Mr. LaBelle, where could you have possibly seen the statue in its original form?
What do you mean, where?
The only possible answer is this. You saw the statue in its original form, right there in the room where the alderman was murdered before it was broken.
How dare you! Mr. Justice, are you accusing the witness with some sort of crime?
Yes. Yes, I am. Florian LaBelle, I accuse you of the murder of Alderman Rex Cubey.
Ah, my eyes, my eyes! Oh, I've got my choker gas right in my own eyes. Oh, it's a good thing I'm immune to my own poison. Order, order! Mr. LaBelle, you have been accused of murder. Do you have anything to say in your defense? How could you possibly accuse me, the embodiment of beauty?
Way to go, Apollo. This is conclusive evidence we needed. Magnifico. We've got you now. We know you killed the alderman. Now admit it.
I...
Silence. Shh. Shut up. Shut up. Deal with this later. Blackwell. Stop talking. Where he's about to confess.
Enough of your silly games, Justice Dono. This prancing peacock cannot possibly be the killer.
Objection!
She speaks Spanish, she speaks French, she speaks German. She spent some time in Europe. She occasionally gives out words in other languages. What are you talking about? His alibi has already crumbled to dust. And I just proved that he was in the Fox chamber while it was still locked tight. Silence. Why could he have not seen the statue in its true form before the murder? After all, he was close friend. Stop feeding the witness his lines! Stop it! I hate it when you do this. I hate it when the prosecutors in these games are just like, here's a possible thing to get them out of the situation. It's like, if that were the case, he would have fucking said it. He would have said it himself. He would have done it. He would have mentioned that. I understand what you're doing with the logic, but stop fucking doing this. Ergo.
Yes, that's right. I clearly remember it that now Alderman Cubey told me about it. About what the statue actually looked like. I mean, he was a good friend of mine.
Objection! Yeah, right. He wouldn't show you a secret gift just like that. Moreover, it has already been proven that he was not present at the scene of the crime. It has. It has. Forgotten, have we? Recall the little scamp statement, if you will. When Jinxie Tenma unlocked the Fox Chamber, she saw the alderman and the mayor collapse therein, and no one else. Oh, dang it. The fact is, it was you two who made that apparent in yesterday's court session. Thus, Florian LaBelle could not possibly have been in that locked room. No! Uh-oh. Shoot. Curses. Darn it. Just don't get it. How could Jinxie not have seen LaBelle? The proof is incontrovertible. No room for debate exists. Am I not right, your baldness?
It does seem awfully conclusive. The Fox points to the defendant and the victim being the only people in that locked room. Moreover, the defendant had already confessed.
Objection! Silence.
Hey, you didn't even give me time to actually raise my objection. You cannot defend the indefensible. Your role in this charade is over, Justice Dono. But... your baldness. This trial will last an eternity if we were to keep crossing blades with these simpletons. It is high time you brought down the hammer of justice.
Point well made. I believe it's time to declare a verdict.
This court finds the defendant, Damien Tinma.
Hold it! Who now?
Caw! It would seem that my time is at hand.
Mayor Titma?
Counselor, there is a matter to which I must testify. I recall it now only for your good graces.
Counselor? Oh, right, he must be me. Has he finally remembered what happened before that blow to his head?
Bailiff, don't just stand there. Seize him.
It's no good. I can't restrain him.
Caw! No me in despair, for I am Tenmataro, Demon Lord of the Yokai.
Yeah, buddy. What you got planned here, Tinma?
Mr. Justice, do something.
So when am I responsible for court security? Apollo, this is their chance. We might get some new information out of him. Your Honor, seeing as our client has something new to say, I believe due process demands that we hear him out, even if he is a yokai.
When you put it that way. Still, I believe testimony by a yokai is unprecedented in the legal world.
I'm sorry, sir. I can't help him out. They didn't make a model for me. The only security guard we have is Meekins, and he's not here.
Is he truly the only security guard with a 3D model?
That's right, sir.
Then where is he?
I believe he's on vacation right now, sir.
Well, now this can't do. Everyone knows that when we have one of the Phoenix Wrights and his associates here, we always need someone who can interact with the main characters. It's very important.
Unprecedented absurdity, more like.
Alright then, Mr. Damien Tinma, or should I say Mr. Tinmataro, your testimony please.
I shall now speak of recollections most real, courtesy of my host, Damien Tinma. Heed these words, mortals, for hear them but once you shall.
Caw!
I don't know what's funnier or stupider. Me going caw or caw. The deep voice or the bird voice or the human voice for the cause. They're both stupid. You can't really get around it. The ruler of demonkind.
Barely conscious was Damien there amid the darkness. Suddenly, two yokai did appear. On one side, I, Tenmataro, ruler of demonkind, and on the other, my mortal enemy, the nine-tailed fox.
We'll hear them as many times as the life of our heart. We can hear your statements as much as I wish to say it out loud. Other than that, we're just going to read it as much as we wish. Excuse me, Mr. Timataro, can you be a little bit more clear?
So, is the defendant asserting that the room he was in was very dark at the time?
Strange as it may be, yes, indeed, all was in darkness. Wait. Damien saw Tinmataro and the part about Tinmataro and the nine-tailed fox being there? Yes, that too. Tinmataro towered overhead and the nine-tailed fox glittered gold. Ah! I call animal abuse, Your Honor. Hold on. You get it. Tinmataro towered over the nine-tailed fox. The nine-tailed fox being Alderman Hubie. I think I get it too. I think it means that he saw the killer standing over Alderman Hubie as he stabbed him. Which is something we know from the opening cutscene of this episode. It would seem the defendant's recollections are not to be trusted. Yes, well, truth behold, told my host's recollections are still a bit fuzzy. As if half-dreamt that happening lingers in his mind. Apollo, maybe I can help here. Really? Oh, you mean... Yeah, I can hear it. The discord in his heart. I sense an unusual motion in the mayor's memory of the event. Okay, I just hope our findings don't come back to haunt us. Again. Let's go, Widget! Bring on the robot! We love ourselves a good AI here, folks. Barely conscious was Damien there amid the darkness. Suddenly, two yokai did appear. He's surprised. He's scared, but also surprised by something. On one side, I, Tinmataro, ruler of demonkind. And on the other, the mortal enemy, the nine-tailed fox. Why are you happy? Hello? You're happy about seeing the nine-tailed fox? Your partner? Your friend? It sounds like the mayor saw the same thing as what's shown on the scroll. What's with the Tinmas and the yokai vision? I think it's sweet how father and daughter can share something like that. I don't think a shared nightmare really qualifies as sweet. Anyway, all I need to do is point out an unnatural reaction like last time. Right, look for places where an emotion conflicts with the testimony. That conflict usually indicates a thought or emotion that's being suppressed. Pinpoint. Pinpoint the joy. Got it! When the nine-tailed fox appeared, you not only experienced shock and sadness, but also something like joy as well. Joy. Perhaps it was joy at the light coming to my eyes at long last. A long and terrible creaking did pierce the silence. And then there was light. On reflection was a door that did produce that infernal racket. Creaking door? Oh, you must be talking about the Forbidden Chamber door. It does make a lot of noise. So this means the Forbidden Chamber really was opened. But what about the sudden light he described? I think I know. He mentioned darkness and Tinmataro towering overhead. Maybe the mayor wasn't really in the Fox Chamber at the time of the crime. Mr. Mayor, did the darkness that you were in happen to be here? He was inside the chamber. The Forbidden Chamber? Was it not the Fox Chamber where the murder did occur? Yes, but it all makes sense if you were in the Forbidden Chamber. That terrible creaking sound was probably the Forbidden Chamber's door opening. And the towering Timber Tower you saw? Taro you saw? Most likely Forbidden Chamber's statue.
Why, yes, that would explain it.
The darkness and the staff and the demon's grasp. But even if all that's true, then what about the nine-tailed fox? Maybe he was seeing things, just like Jinxie and her imaginary yokai. Fantastico, Apollo! It's entirely possible! In a groggy dreamlike state, people can misremember things and events. Misremember, you say? Let me think. Ah! I do believe I remember now. Wait. That's right, because he does have golden hair. That was not the nine-tailed fox. It was the amazing Ninetails. What? The amazing Ninetails?
At first, this is but a dream, I thought. Now, however, most clearly do I recall. 'Twas the amazing Ninetails who did open the Forbidden Chamber's door.
Okay. I'm sorry I asked. The amazing Ninetails? But that was the victim, Alderman Hubie, right? Yeah, why would he open the Forbidden Chamber? Wasn't he trying to keep it sealed? Never mind that, that's completely new information. I have a feeling, most likely, someone was wearing that mask. It doesn't really matter who, just that someone was wearing it. Let me enter it and run you an update. Barely conscious was Damien there in the Forbidden Chamber. Amid the darkness, a mighty statue of Tinmataro loomed overhead. Suddenly, the door did open, and a shaft of light did pierce the gloom. The amazing Ninetails had come to the rescue. Got it! Got it! When the amazing Ninetails opened the chamber, banishing the darkness within, you felt joy, but didn't you also feel shock and sadness? Yes, in the hazy depths of my mind, I do recollect something of that nature. I believe it was the friend's cape of red. For when I did behold it, a great wave of sadness did inexplicably wash over me. Cape of red? Apollo, we've reduced the noise level. A bloody cape. Oh, but there's still a little left. Mayor Tenma, why were you sad when you saw the red cape? Why indeed? What could this mean? I guess his memory is still a little spotty. I know because his latest recollection contradicts the evidence. Yeah, it's one of those contradictions that slaps you right across the face. Something this obvious could arise when someone is trying to force a fuzzy memory into a definitive shape. Apollo, I know what you have to do. You need to present evidence that contradicts the image you see. Contradicts the image. Okay. Oh, so it's basically the same as the usual cross-examination process. Okay, time to review the evidence. Look out, contradiction! Here comes justice! Barely conscious of Damien there in the forbidden chamber. Suddenly, the door was open and a shaft of light pierced the gloom. He doesn't wear a cape.
Objection!
You said the Amazing Ninetales cape was red. Are you sure about that?
Yes, well, I do believe it was a red cape I saw, but...
Meritinma, does this cape look red to you?
Oh, that certainly does not look red. Not even scarlet or crimson, either. It's not maroon, it's not even remotely on the it's not even magenta. It's not burgundy, it's not wine, it's not blood orange. Nevertheless, upon my liberation, something red did fill my as yet hazy field of view. And I thought to myself, the Amazing Ninetales are arrayed in a cape of red.
You mistook that red something for his cape, huh?
Apparently so, and remembering it now brings a great sadness upon me.
So the red something probably wasn't a cape after all. Then what was it? Maybe that great sadness he mentioned is what's interfering with his memory. Well, he would have seen the fox chamber beyond the Amazing Ninetales. What red object could he have seen there that would have been that shocking? I know. Could it have been... Mr. Mayor, was the red thing you saw this? Really don't have a lot of evidence, do we? And none of it's really red. Oh, yes we do. It's this.
Take that!
Foolish mortal, do you mock me?
Ah! Sorry.
I'm afraid I have no recollection of seeing such an item. You must cease this practice of leaping before looking.
Sorry. Ouch. That was a human demon double punch. Apollo, think of something that's red and could produce a feeling of sadness. Well, if it's not that, then it has to be this, right? The table? His blood? It's the only other thing that's fucking red that we've got in the evidence.
Take that!
Something red that could produce a deep sadness. Blood. Could it be, Mr. Titma, that what you saw was the Alderman's blood?
Blood? Why, yes, it was blood.
Screaming from the memories. Oh my goodness, so much screaming.
It's all coming back to me now. It wasn't a red cape that I saw. It was lying behind the Amazing Ninetales. The Alderman's bloody body.
Info. Update. Brutal. Absolutely brutal. What a terrible visual. Horrendous. Bye-bye. Bye, Widget. We love you. We'll see you later. His noise level is down to 0. I think he's remembered everything now. Does this mean the Amazing Ninetales killed Alderman Kyubi? But the Alderman was the Amazing Ninetales, so how exactly would that work? Hey, I asked you first.
Well, Mr. Justice, you sure know how to make a complicated matter even more complicated.
True, but at the time of the crime, our client was in the Forbidden Chamber. Moreover...
Silence. Hoy, don't you think this strange? Little Scamp has already confirmed her father to be in the Fox Chamber, but she said not about seeing the Amazing Ninetales there.
You just had to bring that up, didn't you? Jinxie didn't see the bell there either. It's so weird. Who really was in that room then?
Would the defense care to share any theories with the court?
Theories. My theory is that we're not going to get better cases than this, are we?
How do you explain the inconsistency between the defendant's testimony and his daughter's?
Yes? I'm gonna say yes. Yes, of course, I can explain it. Because if I don't, we're in serious trouble. Okay, I can see now why they say that that Phoenix and Apollo are big bluffers, because I'm absolutely fucking bluffing my ass off right now. Usually, by the time I get to the point of, yes, I can explain it, I know what I'm going to say. I don't know what I'm going to say. I don't know how to prove this.
Now with more of your bluffs and fairy tales, I trust. Fair warning, Justice Dono. I shall have your head if you fail to explain this.
What about a good old-fashioned penalty?
Well, Mr. Justice, let's see if you have a head worth keeping on your shoulders.
First of all, Mr. LaBelle was definitely in the Fox Chamber while it was locked. We also know that Mayor Tenma was in the Forbidden Chamber based on his testimony. These two facts are crucial to my explanation. Do you think that Florent LaBelle is a master of disguise? And was dressed up as Tenma Taro, or not Tenma Taro, as Mayor Tenma? And then put the real Mayor Tenma there afterwards? So let us consider the following question. If the facts point to Florent LaBelle and the victim being there at the scene, why did Jinxie Tenma see the victim and her father, Mayor Tenma?
A very good question indeed. And I suppose you have an answer for us?
He was in disguise. He's a master of that. Look at how quickly he can change his hair color. I don't trust him. They being someone who dyes my hair. Hair color that washes out with water. That's right. He is a master of disguise. This fucking bitch. Sadly, you would be supposing wrong. You think she could have mistaken LaBelle for the mayor? Well, if she did, then the question is, why did she do that? That also explains why he would confess, quote unquote, to killing the alderman. Because it wasn't him. Fucking goddamn it. It's the it's the one thing that we didn't have up to this point.
Well, how about that explanation, Mr. Justice? I believe the time for questions is over. The defense asserts that Florent LaBelle was at the scene of the crime. However, Jinxie Tenma has testified that she saw her father collapse there. If she has in fact misremembered the offense, what could have made her do so?
LaBelle was disguised as Tenma. The figure Miss Tenma saw was not her father. It was Florent LaBelle disguised as Damien Tenma.
Silence.
That is a complete impossibility. Their faces are utterly unlike. How could you explain that away with a mere disguise?
The fact that he's really good at being an asshole?
Yes, they both do have incredibly distinctive faces.
Maybe the disguise completely hid his face? Or also, I mean, he was covered in blood. But also, first of all, he was covered in blood. Second of all, trauma. Fucking trauma. I think Jinxie would have mentioned if she couldn't see her father's face.
And if it was that sort of disguise, wouldn't she have removed it?
Oh, right.
Your sword is as dull as your mind, Justice Dono. Shall I show you what a truly sharp blade is capable of?
I think I'll pass. Ah! Ah! I'm dead. And thus Apollo Justice died. Farewell, Apollo. Are you okay, Apollo? I'm not fine, am I?
Well, now that we have that little fairy tale out of the way, your boldness, your verdict, if you will.
Mr. Justice, I believe it's time for a verdict if you have no further argument.
What's even left for me to do? Apollo, remember what Mr. Wright always says. When you're stuck in a tight spot, turn the case upside down. Turn the case upside down. He does say that, doesn't he? I don't quite see how it applies here. Still, never hurts to give it a try, I guess. We'll just take the entire Fox Chamber upside down, got it. Rather than Jinxie didn't remove the disguise, maybe she couldn't remove it. And rather than she didn't tell anyone about the disguise, maybe it was she couldn't talk about it. A wrestler's mask is more precious than his own life. He never unmasked himself in front of others. But there are macho wrestlers battle for the right to remove each other's mask. To have your mask torn off is the worst humiliation a wrestler could suffer. That's why their masks are more important to them than life itself. What about the fact that it was the amazing Ninetales who opened the door? A mask that can't be removed in front of others. Can these facts turn things around? Was Damien Tenma wearing the mask when Jinxie walked in? No, not Damien Tenma, but I knew it! I knew it! LaBelle was wearing the fox mask. We got it all backwards. Apollo, I think we might have made a huge mistake. Your baldness, I see no need to further indulge them in their silly little farce. The defense has no proof. They never did, and they never will.
Then it seems I must announce my verdict.
Objection!
I do have proof. Do you now?
Alright, but this better be good, Mr. Justice.
We can solve the remaining riddles by turning all of our assumptions upside down. Why Jinxie Tenma mistook Mr. LaBelle for her father? Why she couldn't remove the costume or tell anyone about it in the first place? These riddles are intricately linked to Mayor Tenma's secret identity. Absolutely more Scooby-Doo shit. It never ends. A shocking secret identity that will turn the entire premise of this case upside down. This piece of evidence clearly reveals Mayor Tenma's secret identity.
Take that!
Ugh! What absolute claptrap! Poppycock! Balderdash! We thought the Alderman was the amazing Ninetales, and the Mayor was Tinmataro. That's why we believe the Mayor killed the Alderman in his lust for Ninetales' veil, and it was the basis for the prosecution's entire case against our client. However, we got the whole thing backwards. Mayor Tenma wasn't Tinmataro at all. He was the amazing Ninetales.
What's this?
You'd best explain yourself, Justice Dodo, and from where you derive such a far-fetched conclusion. Jinxie no doubt knew the true identity of the amazing Ninetales, but she couldn't tell anyone no matter what. That's why she didn't say it was the amazing Ninetales she saw passed out. Even though, unbeknownst to her, it was really Florent LaBelle in disguise.
Silence!
The accused and that deceitful dandy are utterly dissimilar in physical build and voice. The little scamp would have seen the difference.
Objection!
Remember, Mr. LaBelle has very own brand of cosmetics. Why couldn't he fake a different build too? And anyone speaking through a mask would naturally sound different, not to mention the trauma of it all. The goddamn trauma of seeing a dead man and your father possibly also dead. Like, holy shit. Or not dead, but dying. Like, there's a trauma there, you're not gonna notice things.
Silence!
Silence. Why not simply pull the mask off? Objection! A masked wrestler's disguise is more precious than life itself. As a huge fan of the Amazing Ninetales, she would never dare unmask him. Ugh! Sliced that one wide open, didn't I? The case of mistaken identity also explains the riddle of the locked room.
Then by all means, Mr. Justice, answer it for us already.
First, Mr. LaBelle entered the room where the mayor and alderman were talking. I suspect he brought with him coffee laced with some sort of sedative. Once the alderman was out cold, that's when Mr. LaBelle killed him. Next, he took the mayor, who had also drugged into the forbidden chamber. Then he returned to the fox chamber, slipped into some of the mayor's spare clothes, and completed the disguise by donning the amazing Ninetales' mask. With his entire charade in place, Mr. LaBelle then let out a scream. The scream that led Jinxie Tenma to the scene. So then, the person who said, "I killed Alderman Kyubi" was Yep, that was Florent LaBelle in disguise. The mayor never actually confessed. Silence. This is no more than guesswork and speculation. Now stop your jabbering and... Objection! No, you twisted samurai! This time you stop your jabbering and let me finish making my case. Ugh. I love that he's getting more confident. Let's fucking go. Once Miss Tenma left the scene. Mr. LaBelle, still wearing the mayor's clothes and mask, opened the forbidden chamber. So he could drag the mayor back out into the fox chamber. Oh, so the amazing Ninetales the mayor saw was... Right, it was LaBelle opening the forbidden chamber. The second time Mr. LaBelle opened the door to the forbidden chamber, he happened to catch the thieving Mr. Filch by surprise. Startled, Mr. Filch in his Tin Mataro disguise ran as fast as he could away from the room. As he did, he left behind him a trail of feathers and tracks, and gave Miss Tenma the scare of her life in the hallway. With no one left to witness the events that had occurred, Mr. LaBelle then proceeded to drag the sleeping mayor back into the fox chamber.
I see. Well, that all certainly does make sense.
Then, after dragging the mayor back into the fox chamber, Mr. LaBelle threw the mask out the window and fled the room.
Silence.
For this absurd theory to work, it requires that the defendant be the Amazing Ninetales. However, he was the one pushing for the municipal merger. That such an individual could possibly be the Amazing Ninetales is preposterous. Except he didn't want the merger, he was being blackmailed into the merger, he didn't actually want it, so he created the persona of the Amazing Ninetales in order to fight his own merger.
Objection!
The mayor was blackmailed into pursuing the merger. Miss Tenma's life would have been in danger if he had openly voiced his opposition. That's why he created a secret identity as the Amazing Ninetales. This is madness. No one could possibly have such an insane plot. Welcome to Ace Attorney! Welcome to the Ace Attorney universe, my dude. It's nothing but insane plots. No one except a killer is insane in his plot, and I'd say Florent LaBelle more than qualifies.
Foolish mortal! It is at your own peril that you forget who I am.
Mayor Tenma, it's okay now. Shinxie will be safe just as soon as Mr. LaBelle is arrested. You are the Amazing Ninetales, aren't you?
Hold it!
Oh good, you're back in the... How did you do that? Bastard, what are you doing?
You have quite the active imagination. Ahmed Tenma is not the Amazing Ninetales.
What do you mean?
Well, he has the mayor admitted to it yet.
But that's just...
And even if he did admit it to such nonsense, I would reveal the truth behind Tenmataro right here and now.
What?
Why, you would dare reveal a secret.
My good friend, the Alderman, told me all about it.
But it wouldn't be good to expose the truth. What with the superstitions, now would it?
The truth behind Tenmataro? What's he talking about?
So go ahead, say it. Say, I am the Amazing Ninetales. I dare you.
Objection!
Wait, will somebody please explain what's going on here?
Mayor Tenma would do anything to keep the truth behind Tenmataro a secret. A dark, terrible truth that has been kept secret by the village superstitions.
And if the mayor admits to being the Amazing Ninetales, you'll expose the truth?
Right, I won't have him walking free because of some nonsense you made up.
So what now, Justice Dono? Well, the mayor's admission, your theory is as useless as you are in battle. I'll show you who's useless. Apollo, don't you dare give up now! I know. Your Honor, I believe Mr. LaBelle's statements warrant a thorough cross-examination. After all, the true identity of the Amazing Ninetales is the cornerstone of this case.
You do have a point there.
Think.
Please answer this court, Mr. LaBelle. Is the defendant the Amazing Ninetales or not? The Amazing Ninetales' true identity is not Mayor Tenma. The mayor would never admit to such utter nonsense. But if he did admit to such nonsense, I will expose the truth behind Tenmataro right here and now. And that would bring ruin on Ninetales Vale, just as the superstitions say.
It did. I noticed that. He went back to blonde, which, honestly, it's better than the Joker look. Okay, talk about out of the pot and into the fire. This rate, the mayor will be found guilty for sure.
Honestly speaking, if Mayor Damien Tinmet is not the amazing Ninetales, I'm afraid I don't see how the defense has much of a case here. And let's just leave it at that, shall we? We all know Alderman QB was the amazing Ninetales anyway. I mean, that's how Ninetales Vale made a comeback. The Alderman was so popular.
There's gotta be a hole in that testimony somewhere. But I don't even know where to start. Since we don't have any proof that the mayor is the amazing Ninetales, then we'll just have to get him to admit it himself. But if he admits it, LaBelle is going to expose the secret behind Tin Mataro. Ugh, we're so close, I know it!
The defense may cross-examine the witness.
Well, shoot. We're in a bit of a pickle, aren't we? What have we got? The Amazing Ninetales' true identity is not Mayor Tin. Let's just see what we can do by pressing him. Because I'm not sure where to start either. So we're just going to start here. This whole case only makes sense if the mayor is the Amazing Ninetales. I know you used his mask to create this illusion of a locked-room murder. Nothing more than idle speculation. You've no evidence now, have you? Mr. LaBelle knows what the statue originally looked like. That means he had to be in the Fox Chamber while it was still locked tight.
Sorry, but I heard about the statue from Alderman QB. If you don't believe me, just ask him. Oh, what's that? The Alderman's dead? Looks like the joke's on you, my sweaty little friend.
Paulo, you mind if I wring his neck? Wait in line, because I'm going first.
Temper. Anyway.
The mayor would never admit to some utter nonsense. The only nonsense here in this corridor is you and your assertions.
Such anger is terrible for the skin, you know. A beauty is like a flower that blooms forth from a serene heart.
Excuse me?
I wouldn't expect a wilted peasant like you to understand. Perhaps this fragrance of the blossom within you bloom. Oh, you liked that, didn't you?
Enough jabbering about blossoms and whatnot. Get on with your testimony before I slice you into a bouquet of cut flowers.
Oh dear, please excuse me. As I was saying, the assertion of our wilted attorney here is utter nonsense. But if you did admit to such nonsense...
This feels like threatening in public. You'd be arrested, wouldn't you?
Yes, it's true. I would be sacrificed upon the altar of justice despite my innocence. But what a terrible loss that would be for the future of humankind's cosmetic needs. It is a tragedy that must be averted. Defend me if you understand this.
Silence.
The only terrible loss is the time wasted by your ceaseless yammering. If you will avert the tragedy awaiting you in that vexing visage of yours, then...
Yes, I know. Get on with my testimony. Anyhow, suffice to say, should the man admit to the defense's nonsense, I will make good on my threat.
Do you think that making a threat in public, in a courtroom, while you've already committed perjury multiple times is a good idea?
Hold it.
Like, really? And just how did you learn of this so-called truth behind Tin Mataro?
Alderman QB told me all about it. The secret of the Forbidden Chamber and the truth behind Tin Mataro.
Why would he share secrets like that with you, Mr. LaBelle?
Because of the Alderman's wife. I was looking after her while she was hospitalized. He appreciated it so much, he shared the secrets with me.
Wait, did he threaten the Alderman in addition to the mayor? Don't tell me that's how we learned how to open the Forbidden Chamber.
And needless to say, I'm not above revealing the truth behind Tin Mataro. And that would bring ruin along Ninetales Vale, just as the superstitions say.
Do not gaze upon Tinmataro. Do not tell others if you see him. Isn't that what the village superstitions say?
Exactly. Telling others what Tinmataro looks like would reveal the truth. And that's why the superstitions were written down in the first place.
And ruin coming to the village if you free him? Is that a warning not to expose the truth?
A bingo! And that truth is, Tinmataro is a great, greed, inspiring fortune. And that's what the whole battle over Ninetales Vale is all about.
Tinmataro is a great fortune? Come to think of it. Wait, didn't he just expose it? Doesn't that mean that Mayor Tinma can now admit to being the amazing Ninetales? Only that it's the greatest get-rich-quick chance in the universe. Grandpappy told me all about it. Says there's amazing treasure in there. Could Tinmataro actually be... Telling the villagers that Tinmataro is a terrifying yokai is what has scared them away from the Verdant Chamber and the treasure within. That's how the treasure has been kept secret all this time.
Oh, well, it seems our ace attorney,
He said the thing.
has uncovered the truth that must not be revealed.
Tinma looks like he wants to keep the truth hidden as much as I do. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. What none of them know. There is no fucking treasure. It's already gone. It does not matter if we reveal the truth. Who the fuck cares?
Tragedy is doomed to repeat itself as long as Tinmataro exists. That's why the secret must be protected.
As long as Tinmataro exists, huh? Mr. LaBelle, please add that statement to your testimony. Get fucked.
As long as Tinmataro exists, fuck you.
Oh, you're fucked. I'm gonna fucking murder. You're going to death row. We're fucking gotcha. I don't actually believe in the death penalty, but that's fine. Mr. LaBelle, what if Tinmataro no longer existed? Revealing the truth would no longer be an issue, would it?
If Tinmataro no longer existed... What on earth are you talking about?
Oh, apparently you haven't heard. Tinmataro no longer exists. But I guess you didn't get to do a thorough search after the key was taken from you. Because when we searched the Forbidden Chamber, there wasn't any treasure there.
Really? Well, maybe you weren't looking in the right place.
Sorry, but I have proof that Tinmataro no longer exists. Take a look at this figure.
What do we have here? It looks like some sort of creature.
We found this in the Forbidden Chamber. It's an Azuki Kozo figure. The great thief Azuki Kozo used to leave them at the scene of his crimes.
Are you suggesting that Tinmataro has been stolen?
Yep. Phineas Filch's grandfather, a master thief, was the culprit.
And by that hideous, moronic caretaker's grandfather, no less? No! My beautiful golden Tinmataro was...
The greed inspired by Tinmataro can no longer bring ruin upon Ninetale Vale. Isn't that right, Mayor Tinma?
The root of tragedy would indeed seem to be gone. In fact, I now recall the alderman revealing the secret to me on the day of our meeting. He must have been speaking of Tinmataro, for he said to me the gold ingot was gone.
The gold ingot? You mean the treasure that is Tinmataro's true form? How big of an ingot must have been to be worth a lot? Because nowadays a gold ingot, well, a gold ingot's probably still worth something, but not that much anymore.
Recall, if you will, the scroll in the Forbidden Chamber. Tinmataro is the yellowish object shown there. A giant gold ingot that my nomadic ancestors bestowed upon Ninetales Vale.
Oh! I get it! That's not an ingot. That's a goddamn ore. I think it's massive is what it is.
In return for that gold, my ancestors did receive from Ninetales Vale land that would become Tinma Town. But drive the villagers mad with greed at that great fortune. Bitter was the greed-fueled battle. It was as if they were possessed. My ancestors' gold became as a curse upon their village, curse of ruin. Thus it was that the yokai Tinmataro came to be.
So Tinmataro and the village superstitions were merely fairy tales to scare people away. Fairy tale or not, Tinmataro made quite the mess of things.
Yes, indeed, for there is no greater monster than a mortal man's lust for gold.
In other words, the monster was the greed inside of us all along? And also capitalism? Well, you know what they say. The love of money is the root of all evil.
My ancestor did bring a terrible thing here to Ninetales Vale. A thing so terrible that Tenmataro, a monster just as terrible, had to be created to keep it a secret. Yet we have naught but love for the little village to which we owe our very existence. Tenmataro would never seek to take over Ninetales Vale in a merger. Oh my, that was quite a shocking lesson in history.
Mr. Mayor, now that we know Tenmataro no longer exists, are you ready to admit your secret? You are the Amazing Ninetales, aren't you?
No, I don't do it. Please, no! Begone, you demented demon! Now, where was I? The Golden Lord of Yokai, the Amazing Ninetales, is indeed me. I'm sorry, my laugh still sounded a bit.
And that means Jinxie! Yes? The man wearing the mayor's clothes who you saw collapse in the Fox Chamber. Was he wearing the Amazing Ninetales' mask? Uh-huh. That's what made me think it was Papa. He said he was going to reveal a secret identity to Alderman Kyubi that day, so... So, it really wasn't Papa I saw there, was it?
It was Florent's idea from the start. He advised me to reveal my secret identity to the Alderman.
Yeesh. Rube Goldring machines have less elaborate setups than LaBelle's scheme.
You may rest easy now, little Jinxie. That monster's deception is through. Caw, caw, caw!
The true facts behind this case have finally come to light. Mayor Tenma did not kill Alderman Kyubi, but Florent LaBelle did.
How dare you, peasant!
Oh, my eyes!
No!
Silence.
Blackwell? Justice Dono, you should at least have a real blade in your hands if you desire to cross swords with me. I'm sorry, how are you going to drag this out any further? Or have you mistaken this battlefield for a training ground? And also, if you shut up and stop talking, he's gonna fucking confess to it. He doesn't have a choice. What's this guy want now? Shut up, stop talking, shut up. Evidence is like a razor-sharp blade that cuts through bone as though it were butter. But you have only blind guesses. A dull blade incapable of cutting even a cake.
He has you there, Mr. Justice. After all, evidence is everything in a court of law.
I guess the jury system from 6 months ago got dropped immediately, huh? Got fucking ruined? Destroyed? But
They're right. And let's see some evidence. Of course, a perfect being like me wouldn't leave any incriminating evidence behind.
Incriminating evidence. Incriminating. Shit.
Oh, you're fucked now, aren't you, Justice?
This is the final battle. Just as a samurai must live and die by the sword, you will live or die by the evidence you hold. My swift blade of justice awaits. Now, present your conclusive evidence. Or don't you have any? Oh, crud. Do I have anything conclusive? Hold on. Nope. Ugh, I can't think of anything. But there has to be some kind of evidence I can present. Don't give up now, Apollo. Let's try reviewing the case again. I'm fine! She's right, I can't give up now. This whole trial would have been for nothing. I know there has to be some conclusive evidence somewhere. This is new. Hello, what is this? Let's review the facts. The most damning evidence against the mayor was the crime scene itself. The mayor and the victim were the only two people found in the room. Also, we all thought the alderman was killed because he was the Amazing Ninetales. As we know now, of course, we were way off. The Amazing Ninetales was really Mayor Damien Tinma. That's why when his daughter Jinxie saw the Amazing Ninetales collapse at the scene, she mistook him for her father. Those are the facts we have revealed. However, Mr. LaBelle asserts that he did not leave any evidence at the scene of the crime. But he didn't say anything about evidence outside the crime scene. Maybe he isn't as clever as he thinks he is. Does any of the evidence found outside of the crime scene provide any clues? Actually, there's white hair inside the Amazing Ninetales mask. But if Damien Tinma was the Amazing Ninetales, his hair's black. Which means that it must have been his hair, not Tinma's. Oh, I know. The Amazing Ninetales mask. It was found washed up along the river. What sort of mask includes the white hair? And what about the white hair? Who does it belong to? The white hair is the Bells. Oh, right. That hair is Florent the Bells. Yes, now that's what I call conclusive evidence.
Well, Mr. Justice, do you have any conclusive evidence to present to this court?
Of course I do. Observe this mask, if you will.
The mask? How is that conclusive evidence?
It's not the mask itself, but the white hair inside it. We originally thought it belonged to Alderman Rex Cubey.
Yes, but the Amazing Ninetales, as we now know, is Mayor Tinma, so...
That's correct. So the question is, whose hair could this be? And the answer to that is the last person to have worn it before it was discarded. That would be you, Mr. Florent LaBelle.
What are you talking about? I never had
Hideous white hair like that. It would appear your coup de grace failed to hit its mark. This freakish fop is not the white hair type. Because he's busy being one ludicrously garish hair color or another. No, Prosecutor Blackwell, it's you who has made a fatal error. What? Because it washes out with water! His natural hair color is white! Remember where this mask was found? It was washed up by the side of the river. With that in mind, this last piece of evidence will solve all the remaining riddles!
Ugh, that's... my eyes. What is that?
This is Mr. LaBelle's own private brand of hair color. It washes out with just water. The court will also recall that the Amazing Ninetales mask was washed up along the side of the village river with white hair inside it. What's this? Are you saying that preening Precock's hair color is... That's exactly what I'm saying. Mr. LaBelle's hair color is a freaky work of fiction. But thanks to the river flowing through Ninetales Vale, we now have a real-life expert... Hold on a second! Excuse you, as someone with very, very pretty pink hair? Don't ever call dyed hair freakish. It's rude. I take offense to that. I love my hair, thank you very much. That being said, he's not very good at color coordinating. The white hair in this mask is conclusive evidence proving that you're the real killer. A DNA test is all we need to prove it, and we both know we'll get a match. Admit it! Florent LaBelle, you were the one who killed Alderman Rex Cubey! You peasant! How dare you! He's gonna be sweating so much. You profane my going to eliminate you like I did the Alderman. Oh, no! My makeup is running! Well, let's see how you really look then. Let's unmask you, Scooby-Doo style. How do you look? Wow, we really did Scooby-Doo the fuck out of him.
Hello, this is LaBelle. What? The project is off? This is LaBelle. The sponsors have pulled out. LaBelle speaking. I'm fired. You mean I'm no longer Milton Mazade? Hello, this is LaBelle. What? There's a stratospheric damage claim against me. $100 million.
I'm finished! Oh, stop! Stick a fork in me, I'm done!
This is preposterous. I, Simon Blackquill, defeated?
It's not about victory or defeat. It's about the truth, motherfucker. I'm not here to beat you. You're not here to beat me. We're here to find the truth.
Order in the court. Well, this is quite the unexpected outcome. I must hand it to you, Mr. Justice. You really turned this case on its head, just like that other lawyer, Phoenix Wright.
Hi, I did this multiple times in the previous game. I'm very good at this. Oh wait, that was a compliment, right?
Prosecutor Blackquill, what have you done with Florent LaBelle?
The defaced man is withered like a flower without water. One of the officers is currently tending to him with a sprinkler. Moisturize me. Wouldn't that just wash even more of his makeup off? Yeah, but it's funny. Allow me to explain the actions of the guilty party in detail. The motive, of course, was to steal the gold ingot known as Tin Mataro. However, few are allowed into the manor due to its cultural ties to Ninetales Vale. LaBelle set in motion plans to gain access to the manor and the gold within via the merger. But the efforts of the amazing Ninetales saw those plans come to a halt. And thus, LaBelle murdered the alderman and attempted to pin the blame on Mayor Tinma.
I see. What I still can't comprehend is why he would go after the gold in the first place. Mr. LaBelle doesn't look like someone who is in need of financial aid.
LaBelle held his past well, much like he hid his beauty with makeup. He's mired in debt. Debt due to pouring money into a brand only he could love. Which is why he sought the gold with such voracity. Too bad for him, someone else has gotten to it first anyway.
I see. Very well then. I believe it's time I declared a verdict. This court finds the defendant, Damien Tinma, not guilty.
Whee! Yay! Woohoo! Celebration! Woo! Look at him calling over there like a motherfucker! Yay! Yeah! Congrats, we did it. Shake hands. Shake hands. Good job. We've all done wonderfully here.
Court is adjourned.
By the way, as soon as we get to the save point is where we're going to call it. Because it feels appropriate to end it right at the end of one case. And we'll start up a couple weeks from now at the next one. But first, we need the epilogue.
That was some seriously good lawyering, Apollo. Even I didn't see that coming.
I just got lucky, I guess.
You banished Tin Mataro from Ninetales Vale like you were some kind of exorcist.
You know a thing or two about exorcists, don't you? There's still one thing I don't understand. How come Mr. LaBelle didn't kill Mayor Tinma, too? He could have set it up so the mayor murdered the alderman and then died from a counterattack. That would have removed at least one possible fly from the ointment.
I was wondering about that, too. But I have a hunch LaBelle was biding his time. He was planning on exposing the amazing Ninetales' true identity himself.
Huh? But why?
Because the mayor was the amazing Ninetales. Had LaBelle succeeded in framing Mayor Tinma for the alderman's murder, the wrestler's popularity would have plummeted once his identity was revealed.
Oh, I get it.
The amazing Ninetales was just killed, he died a hero. But he was proved a villain. His fans would abandon him, making the merger that much easier. Right, when the merger was complete and everything cooled down, he'd be able to search the Forbidden Chamber at his leisure.
What an insanely intricate plot that lasted years. Or at the very least, months.
A most excellent job clearing my name. A feat worthy of the Demon Lord's approval.
Why are you acting like Tin Mataro again?
Let this be of no concern to you.
How could it not concern me? Tin Mataro, be gone! Ugh!
Jinxie, it seems like ages since I've laid eyes on you.
Papa, you're finally back.
Yes, but it will seem Tin Mataro is no match for you.
I'm not scared of that silly yokai anymore. Your father's a free man now, Jinxie. Isn't that great? Thank you for all you've done. Seeing you guys in action, it made me feel like I don't have to be afraid anymore.
Wait, is Jinxie actually smiling? This is all thanks to you two. Too bad the Amazing Ninetales will have to retire, though.
Aww, how come?
Once everyone hears I'm the Amazing Ninetales, my fan base will nosedive. After all, I'm not the most popular of people. Another reason for my secret identity. I don't see how I could possibly continue.
I think you misjudged yourself. Take a look outside.
Say, now that you mention it, what's all that noise out there?
A big crowd gathered outside the courthouse once the news broke. Seems they want to get a glimpse of Mayor Damien Tinma, the man behind the mask, and to root for your return to the wrestling ring.
Rooting? For me? But I thought I was nothing more than a malefactor in their eyes.
The only one who really matters is Jinxie. Show her how cool you are. Yeah, you're coolest when you're out there fighting in the ring, Papa.
Jinxie.
Here, I think you'll be needing this. My attorney's badge. I'm so tempted to give him that. It'd be really funny.
Thank you. Now, if you would excuse me. Huh? I don't want to keep my fans waiting.
Wow, he was just ready.
Ninetales Vale forever!
Congratulations? I sure hope they can settle the problems between Tinma Town and Ninetales Vale. Me too.
I'm sure they'll be fine.
After all, the blackmailer slash killer is behind bars and the merger's no longer an issue. Plus, the Amazing Ninetales is obviously still a hit, and I suspect Ninetales Vale will be too. And it's all because we believed in our client, just like you said. Okay, people. Now that we've got that one in the bag, let's go get something to eat. I'm starving. Sounds good. I'm so nervous I haven't eaten since yesterday. Better keep eating, Apollo, or you might have to start looking up at me. Huh? I'm definitely past my growth phase, and you should be about past yours, too. Are you kidding me? I'm just getting started. Ready or not, it's face-stuffing time. I do love the anime cutscenes, they're very good. Keep aiming like that and the only direction you'll grow in is sideways. Very funny. I've got a hollow leg. I can eat as much as I want without gaining an ounce. Really? Ah, can't wait to see this. Calories? Ha! Just let them try to stick to me. Alright already, you two. Let's get going before the old man closes shop. Eldune's Noodles isn't an all-night stand, you know. The moment he said old man, I knew he was talking about Eldune. I'm like, God, do we have to go back to him? It's not, he's pure salt. Literally all he serves is pure salt in the bowl. Oh, Mr. Wright, let's go. I've been waiting to have a bowl from there ever since Mr. Wright told me about them. Well, what are we waiting for?
The noodles are on me today, so I expect some serious eating from you two.
Yay, thanks, boss. I won't let you down. Lena has no idea what she's getting into. Mr. Eldune noodles are so hot and salty. 2 bowls would kill a man. He's gonna be just fine. That was our first case together, and it felt like nothing could bring us down after that. The dark age of the law seemed so distant, so irrelevant to our small, cozy office. But little did I know that it had been lurking all along, right there behind us. The first time it made itself known was during the murder at Themis Legal Academy. That case would mark the twilight before the dark, cold night that was to come. But that is the case of the Yokai Killer. Woohoo! We did it, y'all! Save progress. Please save progress. But that's where we're going to call it today, y'all. It's a little bit early, but I'm going to go ahead and call it there. Because I want food. And also because we won't be doing Ace Attorney next week, but we should be back the week after. So I think it's good for us to start on episode 3 when I come back. So, thank you all so much for joining me. I hope you all enjoyed it and had a good time. Thanks for hanging out with me, y'all. I'll talk more about. Yeah, I'll remind you probably at the end of each stream. This weekend is going to be normal. It's next week I'm going to be gone, so I won't be streaming on. Let me just look at a calendar so I can get actual days and make my life easier. On the 30th, the 1st, and the 2nd, I will not be streaming. Just letting y'all know ahead of time. But for now, what do you mean they're on Be Right Back? What do you mean be right back, Bree? It's your birthday and I'm about to raid you even though you're not here. I'm gonna raid you anyways, cause it's Bree's birthday. Here's what I want you to do. We're gonna do a raid, and I'm gonna want you all to give Bree a big happy birthday. Whether she's there or not, the moment she does come back, do it again. You're going to a con? Awesome. I hope you have fun, Kay. But that's all from me today. I should see you on Saturday for Digimon. Except for you, Kay. You enjoy your time. And we'll be back later. Bye, y'all.